Chapter 196. At the entrance of the lecture hall, Fang Ping blocked the way and shouted, "Yu Xianghua, Zhang Ziwei, Chen Pengfei, brothers and sisters, can you come out and introduce yourselves?" The crowd that was about to disperse became noisy. "What's this kid trying to do?" "Nonsense. It's obvious. He's either challenging to increase his ranking, or he wants everyone to support him and vote for him in the future. Yu Xianghua is ranked 3rd, Zhang Ziwei is 5th, and Chen Pengfei is 8th. Is he sure he's not looking for trouble? That might not be the case. He's a peak rank 2 martial artist who ranks in the top 20, after all. It's hard to say who will win." The crowd discussed in hushed voices. Soon, someone walked out from the crowd. He had a 2-pronged hairstyle and looked a little arrogant. The youth walked out and glanced at Fang Ping. He said coldly, "I'm Yu Xianghua." Fang Ping was about to speak when another person walked out from the side. It was a woman with a standard oval face and long hair tied up. She looked especially capable. The woman walked out and smiled faintly. "Zhang Ziwei. Chen Pengfei." The last person was a big, strong man. Chen Pengfei walked out and said with a smile, "Junior Fang, you've made such a big scene. What can I do for you?" Fang Ping saw that all 3 of them had come out and said with a smile, "Brothers and sisters, please don't misunderstand. I just took a look. The 3 of you have a total of 32 votes. I don't have to look to know that the 3 of you are not ordinary people. However, you are all sophomores and juniors. I don't think you lack credits, so I hope the 3 of you can support us newcomers. It's not easy to be a freshman." Yu Xianghua interrupted him directly. "Cut the crap. You want to get credits, and so do we. We were just discussing whether we should have a good talk. Since you've come to us, it's simple. Let's have a match. If you lose, my friends and I will vote for you. If you win, you freshmen will vote for me. It's that simple." After saying that, he asked, "Can you make the decision for them?" Fang Ping turned to look at Fu Changding and the others. Fu Changding smiled and said, "I have no objections. It doesn't matter who I vote for." The others also nodded slightly. Fang Ping was the strongest among the freshmen. If he lost, then the others would not stand a chance. It was the same. Seeing this, Fang Ping smiled. "All right, I agree." He then turned to the other 2 and asked, "What do the 2 of you think?" Chen Pengfei crossed his arms and said nonchalantly, "If you win against Yu Xianghua, I can also vote for you. It's not a big deal. But if you lose and you vote for Yu Xianghua, we won't get any benefits. How about this? If you lose, just give me 30 credits. How about that?" Obviously, Chen Pengfei felt that there was no need for him to fight. Even if Fang Ping defeated Yu Xianghua, he would not be Fang Ping's match. If he lost to Yu Xianghua, he would lose his ticket. There was no point in fighting. 30 credits? Fang Ping smiled. "Sure, but Senior Chen can't do it alone. If I win, you have to help me get at least 10 votes. How's that?" "Sure. From tomorrow until the end, we are all martial artists. Don't play those petty tricks. It's meaningless." "Haha, junior brother Fang is quite thoughtful. I really haven't thought about this problem." Chen Pengfei sneered. Fu Changding, who was standing at the side, looked disappointed. Were these 2 not going to fight? What was the point of Fang Ping fighting Yu Xianghua? Fight Chen Pengfei. After dealing with Chen Pengfei, Fang Ping looked at the only girl among the 3, Zhang Ziwei. She was also the only girl in MC Mayu who entered the top 20 of the rank 2 ranking list. Zhang Ziwei said lightly, "If you want me to vote for you, it's simple. Win against me first. Other people's business has nothing to do with me." It was obvious that Zhang Ziwei did not think that Yu Xianghua could represent her. Yu Xianghua did not mind. He looked at Fang Ping and said, "I'm not En Meiyu's Gu Xiong. Junior Fang, think carefully. If you get hurt and delay your progress, don't blame me for bullying you." "How could I?" Fang Ping chuckled. "But I also want to mention that I have just entered rank 3. Senior you won't mind me fighting a rank 2 as a rank 3, right?" "Rank 3? Everyone's expression changed slightly. There was some commotion in the crowd. Yu Xianghua and the others did not mind too much. Zhang Zui said lightly, "There's no difference if you haven't entered upper stage rank 3. Moreover, rank 3 is also your strength. It's all about strength. Can you stop people from improving?" There was no indignation or fear. They were all students. Fan Ping breaking through to rank 3 was also due to his ability. Moreover, he was their junior. Even if there was a difference between upper stage rank 3 and rank 2, the difference was that the upper limit of vitality was slightly higher and the number of bones honed was slightly higher. There was no qualitative change. At this time, the explosive power of Fan Ping's combat techniques was equivalent to theirs. He would not hit them so hard that they could not defend themselves with a random move. Besides, Fan Ping breaking through to rank 3 actually meant that he did not have much time to cultivate combat techniques. Instead, they were more afraid of Fan Ping, who was still at peak rank 2. Just like the national championship, the two rank 2 martial artists were not as scary as peak rank 1 Han Su and Fan Wenxiang. "Senior, you're bright." Fan Ping praised her and asked, "Then, who's going first?" Someone in the crowd joked, "Junior Fang is already rank 3. Why don't we go together?" Fan Ping's expression changed slightly. Someone else goaded, "A rank 3 against a rank 2. 1 against 2. That's normal. Otherwise, we won't be willing to vote for the junior." This was considered as changing the concept. Peak rank 2 Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei were ranked 3rd and 5th respectively. Either of them alone would not be weaker than the average middle stage rank 3 martial artist. If the two of them joined forces and encountered an upper stage rank 3 martial artist, they would not be completely defenseless. Although Fan Ping had entered rank 3, there was no qualitative change. He might not even be a match for them one-on-one, let alone 1 against 2. Against the average peak rank 2 martial artists who were not on the list, Fan Ping could easily take on 3 of them. He might even be able to take on 5 of them easily. However, against the 2 in front of him, Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua did not say anything. They looked at Fan Ping playfully. Someone in the crowd laughed again. Didn't Junior Fang say that he wanted to challenge the president? The president is a rank 4 martial artist. Could it be that this is where Junior Fang's confidence comes from? A rank 3 against a rank 2. If he's considering it, then a rank 3 against a rank 4, ha ha ha. There were people in the martial arts society who could not stand Fan Ping's arrogance. A new student. Did he think this was a normal martial arts university? He had just entered the university, and he was already boasting that he wanted to challenge the president of the martial arts society. What did he think the MC Mayu Martial Arts Society was? They were not familiar with each other before and did not know each other. That was fine. It was meaningless for these people to find fault with him. It was a waste of time. However, now that they met, Fan Ping was not really strong enough to make everyone feel hopeless. So what if they stabbed him a few times? Some of the peak rank 2 martial artists present were confident that they would not be afraid of Fan Ping even if they went up. MC Mayu had a total of 6 people in the top 20 of the rank 2 ranking. Other than Fan Ping and the other 3 people on the field, there were 2 more people present. There were also a few rank 2 martial artists on the list. Who would be afraid of Fan Ping once they were on the list? Fan Ping! Yang Xiaoman shouted and shook her head at Fan Ping. It was obvious that these seniors wanted to see Fan Ping make a fool of himself. They wanted to pressure the freshmen as well. When the national championship was announced, the freshmen were much more famous than them. Martial artists were not saints. How could there not be jealousy and displeasure? A bunch of rank 1 martial artists. What right did they have to be valued more than them? Fan Ping originally only wanted to fight with someone and show his strength. Yu Xianghua's rank 3 actually meant everything. However, he did not expect that someone would use it as a pretext and expand the meaning. Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei did not say anything. They might not really want to fight 2 against 1, but seeing that Fan Ping was in a difficult position, they were probably happy to see it happen. At this moment, Zhao Lei suddenly said, Fan Ping, count me in. 2 against 2. I'm just an early stage rank 2. It's not considered bullying. Fan Ping glanced at him, shook his head and smiled. No need. Since everyone wants to see if I, Fan Ping, am really just an empty shell, then I won't hold back. Senior Yu, Senior Zhang, what do you think? Zhang Ziwei chuckled. Junior Fang, are you sure you want to do this? It's not embarrassing if I lose. If I win, I'll let everyone know that I, Fan Ping, rarely talk big. Yu Xianghua, what about you? Zhang Ziwei looked at Yu Xianghua. Yu Xianghua frowned slightly but quickly calmed down. He said lightly, Fine. Junior Fang has little experience. We'll fight with you. Both of them reached an agreement. The others retreated one after another. Some had already called their friends to come and watch the show. Freshmen nowadays really did not know their limits. Rank 3 sounded like a boost, but a guy who had just entered Rank 3 challenging 2 of the top 10 Rank 2 martial artists in the National Martial Arts University. Did he really think that these two had not defeated Rank 3 martial artists before? Yu Xiaohua's strength was stronger than the average middle-stage Rank 3 martial artist. Zhang Ziwei was not far behind. MCMAU was a gathering place for geniuses. Who among these people was not a genius among geniuses? As everyone retreated, Fan Ping exhaled slightly. His expression was slightly solemn. Barehanded or with a weapon? Up to you. A real battle doesn't care about these things. As Yu Xianghua spoke, he had already taken his eyebrows short staff from someone else's hand. Zhang Ziwei unsheathed her sword and tossed the scabbard to someone beside her. Seeing that, Fan Ping did not hesitate. He quickly assembled his Changdao. Fan Ping is too impatient, Yang Xiaoman said with a frown. Fan Ping entering Rank 3 was shocking. However, he had just entered Rank 3. His accumulation in peak Rank 2 was not that strong. Now that he was fighting 1 against 2, no one had high hopes for him. Fu Changding also sighed. He's too full of himself. This guy, really, he's thrice honed. He might have a chance, right? Qin Yinchi said unconfidently. His vitality has only increased a little. But vitality isn't the only thing that matters in a battle. Otherwise, why would vitality martial artists be looked down upon? The few of them discussed in low voices. The area around Fan Ping and the other two was empty. School of Weaponry, Freshman Fan Ping. Please advise me. School of Weaponry, Junior Yu Xianghua. School of Weaponry, Sophomore Zhang Ziwei. The three of them introduced themselves and saluted. In the next moment, the three of them moved at the same time. Yu Xianghua's short staff swept horizontally, aiming for Fan Ping's lower body. Zhang Ziwei cooperated well with him. In an instant, her long sword stabbed toward Fan Ping's throat. One above and one below, sealing off Fan Ping's path forward. Fan Ping's movements were not slow. He stepped on the ground with the tip of his foot, his cha now slashing toward Zhang Ziwei. Zhang Ziwei was unfazed. She maintained her attack. Yu Xianghua's short staff could not be dodged so easily. As expected, Fan Ping had just stepped into the air when Yu Xianghua's short staff appeared at the side of Fan Ping's waist with a loud whistling sound. At this moment, the short staff was aimed at his waist, while the long sword was aimed at his heart instead of his throat. Fan Ping's right foot stepped on the air again, his body rising a little. His left leg swept toward the short staff, and the Changdao in his hand quickly slashed down at the long sword. Clang! A loud sound. Zhang Ziwei's long sword tilted and slashed past Fan Ping's side. Yu Xianghua's short staff, on the other hand, hit the bottom of Fan Ping's foot. Fan Ping used the force to step back and flew backward. In the next moment, Fan Ping landed on the ground. He took a few steps back, the tiles under his feet shattering. However, Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua did not stop. They moved their feet and appeared in front of Fan Ping in the blink of an eye. One move and he's at a disadvantage. Fu Changding sighed. Fan Ping's current situation was very bad. Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua were working together. Fan Ping could defend against one, but not the other. It was already difficult enough to defend against one, but with two of them together, Fan Ping was completely at a disadvantage. The onlookers also shook their heads. Someone chuckled and said, "1 against 2. I'm afraid our junior Fong will think that they're two rank 2 vitality martial artists." While the crowd was talking, Fan Ping, who had been retreating, suddenly grabbed Yu Xianghua's short staff with his left hand and wielded his saber with his right. The saber moved like a phantom and instantly slashed toward Zhang Ziwei's head. Zhang Ziwei's expression changed slightly. She held her sword and took a step back. Just as she retreated, her expression changed again. She quickly wielded her sword and attacked Fan Ping's face. However, Fan Ping held on tightly to the short staff. He stomped on the ground with his heel, creating a deep hole in the ground. He used the force to retreat with Yu Xianghua. The Chandao that had been slashing toward Zhang Ziwei suddenly changed direction and hit Yu Xianghua's left arm horizontally. Yu Xianghua growled and exerted force in both arms. The short staff shook Fan Ping's left arm until it was bloody, but Fan Ping did not care. He took another step and dodged Zhang Ziwei. In the next second, the Chandao quickly hit Yu Xianghua's left arm. Yu Xianghua's expression suddenly turned to one of mockery. The muscles on his left arm bulged rapidly. The Chandao hit, and a crisp dong sounded. "Childish!" Yu Xianghua snorted and said 2 words. He was rank 3rd and rank 2 for nothing. Did Fan Ping really think that he was weak? Now that Fan Ping's left arm was injured, his plan to severely injure him had failed. Yu Xianghua could not think of a reason for him to turn the tables. As for Zhang Ziwei, who had been forced to retreat, she quickly chased after him with her sword. The tip of her sword was already stabbing toward Fan Ping's chest. Fan Ping's left hand was still wrestling with Yu Xianghua. His right hand was wielding a saber. Seeing that he could not defend, Yu Xianghua increased the force in his hand again, forcing Fan Ping to stay where he was. If he retreated and diverted the force, Yu Xianghua would be able to pull out his staff and break his spine. If he did not retreat, Zhang Ziwei's sword would pierce through his sternum. He was in a difficult position. Qin Yunqi and the others watched from the side with worry. Fan Ping was in trouble now. Zhang Ziwei and Yu Xianghua obviously had no intention of holding back. Even if they did not severely injure Fan Ping, his injuries would not be light. However, the crowd did not notice that Zhang Ziwei's expression changed again as she approached him with her sword. Fan Ping ignored her. Just as she was about to stab him with her sword, Fan Ping generously exposed his sternum to block. The Chandao that had failed to hit him earlier suddenly sped up again, a faint red glow emitting from the blade. Yu Xianghua was wrestling with Fan Ping at that moment, focusing all his strength on the short staff. Just as Zhang Ziwei stabbed Fan Ping's Chandao appeared like a phantom at Yu Xianghua's waist. A muffled bang was heard. Yu Xianghua raised his left arm to block again, but this time, his whole body trembled. The trembling had not stopped when a few more bangs were heard. A huge force came from the back of the saber, slapping Yu Xianghua's left arm until it creaked. In pain, Yu Xianghua loosened his grip. Fan Ping's left hand pushed out, pushing the force along the short staff and pushing Yu Xianghua back a few steps. Yu Xianghua retreated continuously, putting a distance between him and Fan Ping. At that moment, Zhang Ziwei had already pulled out her sword and was stabbing at him again. The stab just now had hit Fan Ping's chest, but it had created a huge resistance. Fan Ping had already condensed his blood to defend, and his sternum had been honed, so he was not seriously injured. Fan Ping had taken the opportunity to push Yu Xianghua back. Clearly, his efforts were not in vain. In the midst of everyone's dazzled eyes, while Yu Xianghua was still retreating, Fan Ping's toes touched the ground again. His bloodied left hand drew a series of afterimages in the air. Clang, 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 a rapid sound was heard. Fan Ping slapped the longsword away with his left hand and abandoned the saber with his right. Taking advantage of the gap in the longsword's movement, he hammered Zhang Ziwei's chest. Zhang Ziwei retreated quickly, but Fan Ping was chasing after her. With a roar, the red glow in his hands was almost visible to the naked eye. In the blink of an eye, Everyone saw Fang Ping catch up to Zhang Ziwei. Like a ferocious tiger coming down the mountain, he hammered both of his hands into the other's chest. Zhang Ziwei blocked with her arm, but the hammered arm was bleeding profusely. Her whole body kept flying backward. The people behind her scattered hurriedly. Yu Xianghua, who was behind Fang Ping, also roared and chased after him, staff in hand. However, it was already too late. Fang Ping roared again. Under the night sky, his fists emitted an even brighter red glow. In the blink of an eye, he hammered 7 or 8 times. Crack! The sound of bones breaking could be heard. Zhang Ziwei's arm suddenly drooped limply. Fang Ping growled again and punched with both fists, sending Zhang Ziwei flying backward. She hit the wall behind her and slowly fell to the ground. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. When everyone came back to their senses, Fang Ping had already turned around to fight Yu Xianghua. Fang Ping, who had abandoned his saber, was even more agile. His footsteps left afterimages in the air as he circled around Yu Xianghua and hammered him with heavy punches. Everyone was a little stunned. This turn of events happened too quickly. It was obvious that Fang Ping was at a disadvantage. However, no one expected that Fang Ping's target from the beginning was not Yu Xianghua, but Zhang Ziwei. When Yu Xianghua was pushed back, Fang Ping seized the opportunity and punched with both fists using manic explosion, breaking Zhang Ziwei's bones and severely injuring her. How did he do it? Someone exclaimed. It was not how Fang Ping defeated Zhang Ziwei, but how Fang Ping could wrestle with Yu Xianghua and still have the strength to defend against Zhang Ziwei's sword. Yu Xianghua being pushed back and Zhang Ziwei being severely injured had something to do with the sword's futility. If not, the two of them would not have been so easily deceived. Vitality! Someone whispered 2 words. Endless vitality. Endless vitality force surged out of his left hand, defending against Yu Xianghua. Vitality condensed in his chest, preventing the sword from severely injuring him. His right hand still had the strength to slap Yu Xianghua, almost breaking the bones in his left arm. These were all offensive and defensive techniques that consumed a lot of vitality. A normal martial artist would not be able to take care of all 3 aspects at the same time. Fang Ping did it. How much is his vitality? Did he take a pill in advance? But this transformation speed is too fast. In the midst of everyone's confusion, Fang Ping was no longer using tactics with Yu Xianghua. Relying on his strong vitality force, his fists kept throwing out consecutive slashes. Yu Xianghua could not block it at all. He could not fight Fang Ping head-on. He kept retreating and retreating. No one knew how many times Fang Ping had hammered. In the end, Yu Xianghua's hand trembled and his staff fell. Fang Ping punched his opponent's chest and sent him flying. Pfft! Yu Xianghua, who fell to the ground, spat out a mouthful of blood. His hands were still trembling. On the other side, Zhang Ziwei was also shakily helped up. She clutched her chest and looked at Fang Ping, the corner of her mouth stained with blood. Thanks for letting me win. Fang Ping's aura was like a rainbow. Even though his chest and left hand were stained with blood, he was ignored. Chapter 197. Fang Ping's aura was unstoppable. His gaze swept across the crowd, and he smiled faintly. Those who think that I, Fang Ping, am not qualified to take these credits can continue to fight. As Fang Ping spoke, his gaze turned toward the few people who had been gossiping. Their expressions changed slightly, but no one made a sound. Chen Pengfei glanced at Yu Xianghua and the other man, then at Fang Ping. He suddenly said, "If you don't mind, can you tell me how high your vitality is?" "About 600 calories." Chen Pengfei's expression changed slightly. He nodded and did not ask any more questions. Peak rank 2 martial artists who were twice honed would not exceed 500 calories no matter how high they were. In reality, the normal limit was 480 calories, and this was for twice honed martial artists. An average martial artist's vitality was only around 400 calories. Fang Ping's vitality had reached 600 calories. When he unleashed an outburst, his power was greater, and he could last longer. In addition, he had entered rank 3. His vitality limit had increased, and so had his physique. Of course, this was not the reason why the two of them were defeated. The main reason was that Fang Ping's vitality was as high as 600 calories, and he could even continuously recover his vitality. In the end, Yu Xianghua was almost completely suppressed and had no strength to fight back. Even if he wanted to use a big move, Fang Ping did not give him the chance. He slashed continuously without stopping in between. Yu Xianghua did not even have the chance to gather his strength. As for dodging and escaping, what was the point of sparring then? It was already 2 against 1, so it would be even more embarrassing to run and hide. Moreover, Fang Ping was not slow. The explosive power of his consecutive slashes was not too great. His main strength lay in the fact that he could slash continuously. However, Fang Ping had put in a lot of effort into his stepping techniques. These days he had been practicing his stepping techniques in his free time. According to Fang Ping's plan, even if he could not defeat them, he would still be able to outrun them. Coupled with his continuous vitality, he could outrun a large group of martial artists who were as fast as him. His speed was not slow, and he kept slashing. This kind of martial artist was extremely difficult to deal with. Unless he could severely injure Fang Ping in one move, there was almost no hope of winning. Fang Ping saw that everyone was silent. He sneered and said nothing. Everyone thought that it was difficult for him to defeat Gu Xiong. Yes, it was difficult, but that was because he did not use his wealth to replenish his vitality. That time, Fang Ping had relied on himself to fight. But now that he was fighting 1 against 2, he would be an idiot if he still insisted on this idea. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't want to appear too cowardly, he wouldn't have needed to get injured to lure Zhang Ziwei into the trap. He could have just engaged in a battle of attrition and dragged the two of them to death. He had dealt with Zhang Ziwei quickly. He had suffered some minor injuries, but this was still tolerable. It was also the main reason why he had ended the battle quickly. "I'll vote for you from now on." Yu Xianghua picked up the short stick, and without another word, he quickly left, his footsteps somewhat unsteady. Some of the bones in his left arm were fractured, and his chest was severely injured. It would take at least a week for him to fight again. As for Zhang Ziwei, her injuries were more serious. Fang Ping had not held back at all in order to finish off an opponent earlier. Zhang Ziwei's arm was not fractured, but it was really fractured. Without a good healing pill and a grade 2 bone tempering pill, he wouldn't be able to recover even after a month. As for the final 2 punches, Yang Xiaoman and the others had a strange look in their eyes at this moment. Zhang Ziwei found it difficult to even speak. She glanced at Fang Ping and slowly walked away with the help of a girl. After the two of them left, Chen Pengfei chuckled. "Don't look at me. I'm probably not your opponent. Voting is a small matter. You, on the other hand, are destined to fight CLA. It's only a matter of time." "Zhang Ziwei is his girlfriend. TSK, you beat her up like this. If I were CLA, I'd come looking for you tonight." Chen Pengfei chuckled. Fang Ping did not go easy on her. He had beaten up CLA's girlfriend until her chest caved in. If it were him, he would probably come looking for revenge immediately. Fang Ping frowned slightly. Then, he said calmly, "If he really comes, I'll take him on." If CLA really came looking for him, Fang Ping would definitely not be his opponent. When that happened, Fang Ping could not be blamed for killing him. Fang Ping would definitely not agree to go to the arena. A chase was fine. At most, he would run for a few hours. Even if Fang Ping could not beat CLA to death, he would tire him out. Chen Pengfei laughed loudly. He did not say anything else and walked away. Fu Changding looked unhappy. Chen Pengfei suddenly turned his head and said, "Fu Changding, is your butt healed? Bastard." Fu Changding was so angry that he looked like he was going to fight him to the death. Chen Pengfei laughed loudly and left quickly. He did not want to tangle with him. The others were about to leave when Fang Ping suddenly said, "Before the start of the next semester, I'll challenge the president of the Martial Arts Society. Everyone better pray that you won't be working under me. Fan Ping snorted, picked up his chandao, and walked away. Did a bunch of old guys not know that one should not bully the young for being poor? He was only a freshman. If he could not become the president in his freshman year, what about in his sophomore year? These guys had not even graduated yet. Now they were gossiping about him. If he became the president of the Martial Arts Society, Everyone looked at each other. After a while, someone said helplessly, "Is it possible for a sophomore to advance to rank 4? If he advanced to rank 4, he would definitely become the president." Someone coughed dryly and said, "Let the president hold on a little longer. He won't retire until he graduates. We're all juniors now. When he becomes the president, it'll have nothing to do with us." Everyone looked at each other. Some of the juniors looked like they agreed. If Shan Yu did not retire before he graduated, then Fang Ping would not be promoted. Who was afraid that Fang Ping would make things difficult for them? As for those who were still in their sophomore year, they had to pray for the best. Who knew, there might be some strong people in their sophomore year. Compared to Fang Ping, CLA had a higher chance of becoming the president. Luckily, he hit Zhang Ziwei. Someone laughed. After beating up Zhang Ziwei, Fang Ping had truly created an opponent for himself. CLA might not find trouble with him now, but once he advanced to upper stage rank 3, CLA would definitely find trouble with him. His girlfriend had been beaten up so badly, and he did not even know if her chest had collapsed. Any man could not stand it. "Fan Ping, are you okay?" On the other side, Qin Yunqi saw that his left hand was covered in blood. There were also bloodstains on his chest. She could not help but ask. Fan Ping shook his head and said nonchalantly, "It's just a few broken bones. My vitality has been depleted. I can't afford a rank 2 bone-honing pill anyway. I'll just wait for my bones to heal themselves." "Broken bones?" "Yeah, just a few broken bones. It's not a big deal." "Then, Yunqi!" Yang Xiaoman shouted. She glared at Fang Ping and said angrily, "Can you not bully an honest person?" Fang Ping looked surprised. He asked curiously, "What happened to me?" "You." Yang Xiaoman was speechless. "What happened to you? Why are you acting pitiful? Do you really think we can't tell?" Fang Ping looked confused. He said gloomily, "Who did I bully? My bones are broken, but they're my own. I just don't have money. I'm a poor person. The children of poor families take charge of their own affairs at an early age. They can endure pain and suffer. I'm used to it." Fu Changding felt like he wanted to die. He interrupted, "That's enough. Don't try to fool Yunqi. If your bones are really broken, take out a few dozen bone-honing pills and swallow them right now." He did not know Fang Ping well enough. If he was seriously injured, this guy would be extremely generous to him. Qin Yunqi had also reacted. Her face was flushed, obviously angry. Fang Ping was helpless. "I was just saying. I'll fool as many as I can. Why are all of you doing this? I didn't fool anyone, okay? You guys don't understand me at all. Forget it. There's no point in saying more. I, Fang Ping, will bear all the pain alone." "Stop." Fu Changding interrupted him again. He did not continue the topic, but went back to the main topic. "When did you break through rank 3? "When I returned to school." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Nonsense. You didn't even ask. Wouldn't it be a blow to you guys if I told you?" There was nothing wrong with what he said. It was a blow to them. Rank 3. The few of them sighed. They were a little hopeless from the blow. Their freshman year was not over yet. They could not continue this topic. Fu Changding asked again, "What do you think about the team?" Fang Ping said as he walked, "What else can I think? We're all freshmen. Will the seniors bring us into the team? If they really want to join, I have no problem. I'm afraid no one will say no. But forget it. It's boring. Let's continue to form a team." As he said that, Fang Ping looked at Zhao Lei, who had been silent all this while. He said, Ask your instructor to open the back door for us. He's pretty much in charge of the school's daily affairs now. There are 2 students in our team, after all. It shouldn't be hard to give us a few thousand credits. Zhao Lei did not look at him, nor did he reply. Yang Xiaoman was speechless. You go and say it yourself. If you don't die, we can try again. Heh! Do you think I'm stupid? Go and seek death on my own accord? After some thought, Fan Ping sighed again. The instructors are not doing their best. My instructor is also very stingy. Zhao Xuemei explained softly. The instructor is quite nice. The day before yesterday, he gave me 10 rank 2 bone honing pills at half price. Fan Ping. That's too much. Fan Ping's expression changed again and again. Old Lu was blatantly bullying him and discriminating against him. Everyone held back their laughter. He deserved it. Lu Fengru saw him selling pills every day. Obviously, she would not give him pills at half price and let him resell them. Zhao Xiaomei was different. She cultivated seriously and had never done such a thing. Her character was guaranteed. As for Fan Ping? Moreover, Fan Ping did not lack pills. At least, that was what Lu Fengru thought. She had never seen Fan Ping's progress stop because of a lack of resources. If Fan Ping could not increase his rank now because he lacked pills, Lu Fengru would not be like this. What the instructors needed to do was to provide help in times of need, not to add flowers to a brocade and waste limited resources. When Fan Ping and the others returned to their dormitory, the news that Fan Ping had defeated Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei spread like wildfire. Martial Arts Society. Zhou Yan looked at Zhang Yu, who was still handling documents, and could not help saying, Fan Ping is rank 3 now. Yes. His freshman year hasn't ended yet, what are you trying to say? His progress is too fast, even faster than NMAU's Wang Jinyang. I'm worried that he'll achieve peak rank 3 soon then. Zhang Yu put down his pen and looked up. Worried that I'll lose to him? No. Zhou Yan shook her head, but she was still slightly worried. Why don't you leave the Martial Arts Society and focus on cultivation? You haven't achieved middle stage rank 4 yet. I heard that Wang Jinyang has achieved middle stage rank 4. He broke through later than you. Once one reached rank 4, their progress would slow down. Wang Jinyang broke through in October last year. It was April now. It had only been half a year, but he had already become a middle stage rank 4 martial artist. Zhang Yu had broken through in May last year. It had been almost a year now. His inability to break through had something to do with him staying in the Martial Arts Society. Zhang Yu smiled faintly. Are you afraid that Fan Ping will catch up to my progress? He's only just achieved rank 3. Do you really think he can surpass me? This? Zhou Yan was speechless, but she quickly said, If he can't, what about Qin Fengqing? That guy is now peak rank 3. He can achieve rank 4 at any time. If he really loses to Fan Ping, I don't think it's a big deal. But if he loses to Qin Fengqing, with that temper of his, don't even think about stopping. It's not the first time you've beaten him up. Zhang Yu's expression changed slightly. That's sticky candy. If Qin Fengqing really achieved rank 4, it would not end with just a fight. Zhang Yu had no doubt that if Qin Fengqing really became the president of the Martial Arts Society, the Martial Arts Society would become a wet market, with fights breaking out every day. Taking a deep breath, Zhang Yu said in a low voice, It's time to cultivate. I've achieved rank 4 for almost a year. During this time, pay more attention to the Martial Arts Society. I'll go to the catacombs first. When I come back, I'll break through to middle stage rank 4. As for Fan Ping, that kid was still far from it. If he was not upper stage rank 3, he would not feel any pressure. Zhou Yan nodded. She sighed and said, Qin Fengqing of the same batch, Xia Lei of the sophomore year, Fan Ping of the freshman year. President, I think it will be difficult for you to hold on to your position as president for the next year. She did not underestimate Zhang Yu, but the others were trying their best to catch up. If this went on, the progress of rank 4 was already slow. Once someone caught up, they would definitely come to challenge Zhang Yu. The position of MC Mayu Martial Arts Society president was not that easy to sit on. Other than that, the university's rank 5 students were about to graduate at the end of this semester. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, if Zhang Yu could not achieve rank 5 before graduation, then the university's rank 5 students might be cut off for the next year. The new students were getting stronger, but the older students were getting weaker. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, Zhang Yu would probably be criticized. Zhou Yan did not say this out loud, but Zhang Yu knew it in his heart. Yes, it was almost the graduation season. The few rank 5 seniors in the senior year were about to leave. In fact, those few were not in the university now. They were either in other places or in the catacombs. They were still MC Mayu students though. Once they graduated, they would be graduates. The university's rank 5 students would be gone in an instant. His mind was in a mess when Zhang Yu suddenly said, "What do you think about letting Fang Ping join the Martial Arts Society?" "Join the Martial Arts Society? If he joins as the vice president, both he and CLA will have hopes of achieving rank 5 before graduation," Zhang Yu said softly. "Actually, it doesn't matter if I'm the president or not." However, the president of CCMAU's Martial Arts Society has already achieved peak rank 4. And MAU's Wang Jinyan has also achieved middle stage rank 4. SNMAU's president is also about to achieve middle stage rank 4. At the end of this year, martial arts universities will hold a championship. However, from what I know, it might not be a new student championship, but a martial arts society championship. The first championship was handed over to the new students to decide the outcome. The second championship might not be the same. Whether a university was strong or not depended on the student powerhouses that emerged from their student training. The Martial Arts Society was the representative of the student powerhouses. Zhang Yu deduced that the championship at the end of this year might be the Martial Arts Society's representative. Zhou Yan did not know what to say. MC Mayu's students from the previous years were all showing their talents now. However, they, who were about to become seniors, seemed a little weak. Zhang Yu might also feel a little powerless. Regarding Zhang Yu's suggestion, Zhou Yan thought for a while before saying, "We'll see next semester. Also, don't lose to Fan Ping or else." Zhang Yu chuckled. "I won't." Chapter 198. What happened on the first night was known by the whole school the next day. When he arrived at the classroom during the day, the students in the class all had strange looks in their eyes. Rank 3! Before the end of his freshman year, Fang Ping had already stepped into rank 3. This kind of speed put others to shame. There were not many rank 3 martial artists in the entire MC Mayu. At the end of the semester, there would be even fewer seniors graduating. Currently, many rank 3 martial artists were year 4 students. It was not only MC Mayu that was like this, but other schools as well. At the end of the semester, every school would fall into a temporary trough. At that time, other than a limited number of rank 4 martial artists, there would not be more than 50 rank 3 martial artists in MC Mayu. In the coming year, this figure would continue to rise. In other words, by the next semester, Fang Ping would be considered a big shot among the students. For example, when Fang Ping had just entered the university, Qin Fengqing had just achieved rank 3. At that time, Qin Fengqing was considered one of the top students in the university. Otherwise, he would not have become the vice president. In fact, it was even more obvious this time. Currently, Qin Fengqing's batch of juniors were not as good as the current batch of seniors. There were many prodigies among MC Mayu's current batch of seniors. Whether or not Qin Fengqing's performance would be even more outstanding would depend on how many experts would emerge in the final year. Fan Ping did not care about everyone's gazes. He listened attentively to the lecture, and then dozed off. Fan Ping was looking forward to the catacombs general knowledge class at night. Previously, Bai Ruoshi had talked a little about it, but not too much. Most of it was superficial. Speaking of Bai Ruoshi, Fan Ping suddenly turned his head and said, "I haven't seen Teacher Bai recently. Is she not in school?" Qin Yunqi was in a daze when Fan Ping suddenly scratched his head, startling her. She inhaled slightly and said, "He went out. What a pity!" Qin Yunqi looked doubtful. Fan Ping lamented, "Then it won't be instructor by coming to class tonight. I hope it won't be old Tang." It was a class after all, so it was better for the teacher to be pleasing to the eye. If Tang Feng really came to teach, Fan Ping would lose all hope. However, when he thought about it, it was unlikely. Peak rank 6 Tang Feng was not that free. The students of the special training class were actually looking forward to the evening class. Everyone now knew about the catacombs. However, he really did not know the specifics. He only had a vague understanding. The rank 2 martial artists dozed off during the day's lessons. After dinner, all of them were in high spirits and quickly ran to the teaching building. In the classroom, everyone sat obediently, each holding a notebook to take notes, some holding a mobile phone to take photos. At this time, there was a bit of a university atmosphere. Previously, all of them looked like gangsters. Yu Xianghua and Zhang Ziwei had arrived as well. Their faces were still a little pale. They did not look at Fan Ping as they entered the classroom, minding their own business as they walked to their own circle of friends. Fan Ping was not in the mood to entertain them. He sat upright and still, waiting for the teacher to enter the door. They didn't have to wait for long. Soon, an old teacher with white hair entered the room. "Hello, my name is Yu Bo." The old teacher's attitude was very gentle. He smiled and introduced himself. Then, he said, "Next, I'll be teaching you the history of the catacombs. The history of the catacombs can be traced back to the distant past." The old professor's first sentence attracted everyone's attention. Someone couldn't help but say, "Teacher, it's not 1920. The old professor smiled and said, 1920 was the third entrance to the catacombs that was opened, not the first. Tracing back, the first entrance to the catacombs was clearly recorded to have been discovered in 1303. Or should I say, even earlier. In 1303, there was a huge earthquake in Xishan province. According to the history of the Yuan dynasty, the earth split into a canal, and the people were crushed to death. 700 years? Everyone was shocked. Bai Ruoshi did not mention that the first entrance to the catacombs was discovered 700 years ago. The old professor smiled and said, "It's just our deduction. It might not be true. After all, we don't know what happened 700 years ago. However, our deduction is based on evidence. There's a sect in Xishan called Guangxing Temple. It's been around for thousands of years. According to the Guangxing Temple's records, as well as the records of the predecessors, 700 years ago, the predecessors of Guangxing Temple discovered the world of immortals." Everyone's interest was instantly aroused. The world of immortals? Yes. According to the predecessors of Guangxing Temple, the discovery of the world of immortals was also an accident. An expert from Guangxing Temple stepped into the world of immortals. After that, he returned. Not long after he returned, there was a huge earthquake. The predecessors who discovered the world of immortals and returned were severely injured in the earthquake. After that, they kept repeating the words "mortals should not covet it," and the immortals and gods will punish the human world. After that, the predecessors died in fear. From this, we can deduce that the predecessors of Guangxing Temple discovered the entrance to the catacombs. After that, the entrance to the catacombs expanded violently, causing the earthquake. Other than that, the first entrance is in Xishan province. This is also a clear proof. Fan Ping was slightly puzzled. He asked, "Teacher, then in the past 700 years, there have been no catacombs creatures invading?" The old professor smiled and said, "This is not strange. The catacombs are huge, so huge that we can't explore them. When the entrance to the catacombs appeared, the creatures might not have known. When the catacombs' abnormal movements caused disasters, it was not only a man-made disaster but also a natural disaster. As long as the entrance expanded, it would cause a disaster on Earth. Therefore, the earthquake was not purely because the catacombs creatures attacked the entrance. In fact, the entrance to the catacombs was also expanding. When the first entrance appeared, it was not surprising that the catacombs creatures did not discover it. Their social system is similar to our historical dynasty. At that time, it was understandable that the catacombs creatures could not find the entrance. Also, even if they found it, they might not be able to break through the entrance. The old professor continued, "Why do the catacombs creatures want to attack the catacombs entrance? It is because they are restricted. There is actually a space separation between Earth and the catacombs. You can think of it as a space-time tunnel or a teleportation array. After many years of research, we found that this may be a one-way tunnel. Humans can enter it voluntarily, but if the catacombs creatures want to enter Earth, they need to break through the space separation." As the old professor spoke, he once again mocked himself. Perhaps this is a form of compensation the universe gives to the weak. The weak can enter the domain of the strong because they can't affect anything. But for the strong to enter the domain of the weak, they have to pay a certain price to prevent the weak from going extinct. When the first entrance appeared, it could have been the catacombs creatures. They did not have the ability to break through this boundary. We suspect that the power of this space separation has been declining for the past 700 years. 700 years ago, this power might have been very strong. It was so strong that even a rank 9 powerhouse could not break through. Now, it has reached the point where a rank 3 martial artist can break through. Fan Ping's expression changed slightly. He asked again, "Teacher, do you mean that the power of this isolation is still weakening, and in the future, rank 1 martial artists may be able to break through it?" "It should be so." The old professor sighed. "This situation is actually very obvious. The strange movements in the catacombs in recent years have something to do with this. In the past, the power of the isolation was strong. Many catacombs creatures were actually not very enthusiastic about attacking the catacombs door. After all, to walk out of the catacombs, they needed the ability of rank 3 and above. But now, once the power of the isolation is weakened again, it means that the catacombs army can march straight in." Everyone did not feel too much, but someone asked curiously, "The catacombs door was not opened by the catacombs creatures?" The old professor shook his head. "I'm not sure. It might not have been in the beginning, but now, according to the powerhouses, it has something to do with the catacombs creatures. In the beginning, this kind of space tunnel might have appeared unintentionally. After the catacombs creatures found out about the tunnel, it was a new world. The catacombs powerhouses may have taken the initiative to open the tunnel. This is because the speed at which the entrances have appeared in the past few years has been too fast, and they have all appeared in a planned pattern." Fu Changding was shocked. "Doesn't this mean that there are powerhouses in the catacombs who can break through space?" The old professor chuckled. "You don't have to scare yourself. You don't understand the concept of breaking through space. It is a power that is so extreme that it cannot be achieved. Even the center of the explosion of a nuclear bomb cannot break through space. If such a powerhouse really appeared, wouldn't the human race have gone extinct a long time ago? We speculate that the catacombs door was originally a space tunnel that was hidden. Then, it was discovered by the other party. Then, it was used and slowly developed, finally forming the catacombs door. If this is the case, the catacombs powerhouses are not invincible and destructive powerhouses. This is because our Grandmaster powerhouses can actually make use of the catacombs door. If many Grandmaster powerhouses join forces, they can also temporarily seal this tunnel. Over at Tianan, it is currently in a state of lockdown. Of course, a huge price has to be paid. Unless it is an emergency, Grandmasters will not do this. Moreover, it is only a temporary seal. Once a powerhouse from the other side attacks, the boundary will be broken very quickly. The reason I'm saying all this is to tell everyone that if our Grandmasters can temporarily seal the tunnel and the catacombs powerhouses can expand it, then the consequences will not be catastrophic." The old professor's meaning was very clear. If Grandmasters could do it, the catacombs creatures expanding the tunnel should also be within the limits of Grandmasters. As the old professor continued to explain, Fan Ping and the others rarely asked questions. Instead, they listened attentively. The first catacombs entrance was in Shishan. It should have appeared 700 years ago. The second catacombs entrance was in Shiwei. It should have appeared 450 years ago. After that, the third entrance appeared. In the northwest region's Xiyuan province, a huge earthquake occurred in 1920. This was the clearest recorded appearance of the catacombs entrance. The first few entrances all appeared in the west. Then, they appeared in the north and east one after another. Now, according to speculation, the next entrance's appearance would appear in the south. This was the traceable history of the catacombs. The old professor also shared some speculations in the industry. Some people speculate that this is actually a sign of the fusion of the worlds. Before the fusion, the space will be turbulent. The opening of each tunnel will cause natural disasters. This is caused by the fluctuations of the space. Of course, this speculation can't be confirmed for now. According to their theory, in this case, in the end, there will be no more catacombs entrances. Because the worlds will fuse, the two worlds will become one, just like the various continents now, becoming one world. Everyone could not help but think. If they really fused into one, how terrifying would that be? The catacombs was obviously much stronger than the human world. As they were thinking, the old professor laughed again. Actually, many people are eager to fuse. If they really fuse, some of the rules may be broken. For example, their immortality when they enter Earth. The catacombs are not the era of technology. Once they lose their immortality, do you think that the catacombs will definitely win against humans? Of course, this is just speculation. We can't take the risk. Those who take the risk are evil sects. The old professor's tone became cold. Many evil sect martial artists have this mentality. Open the entrances and let the catacombs creatures invade. Maybe if there are more catacombs creatures, the fusion of the worlds will speed up. These people are no longer fit to be called humans. Don't they know how many humans will die once the entrances are opened? Just to satisfy their fantasies and speculations, they have to experiment with the survival of humans? It's not like the catacombs creatures have never invaded before. The result was a massacre, an endless massacre. Someone actually came up with a strange idea. When more people die, the vitality force they emit is a necessary condition to open the passageway. According to them, when billions of people die, the passageway will be fully opened and the worlds will begin to fuse. Some ambitious people are even considering using the power of science and technology to conquer the catacombs after the fusion. How ridiculous, how pathetic. Fan Ping could not help but feel a chill in his heart. At this moment, he finally knew what evil sect martial artists were. Teacher, are you saying that the evil sect's aim is to let the catacombs creatures invade, slaughter humans, and then wait for the worlds to fuse? Not all, but some evil sects have this aim. Someone could not help but curse. They're crazy. If all humans die, even if they conquer the catacombs, what's the point? The old professor shook his head. They're lunatics. What does it have to do with them if everyone else dies? There are lunatics, ambitious people, and cowards in the evil sects. In short, if you meet them and kill all of them, there might be injustice. But if you kill 9 out of 10, there will definitely be fish that slip through the net. These people's deaths are not to be regretted. If you meet them outside in the future, don't feel guilty no matter how many you kill. Many of these rank 2 martial artists had done missions and encountered evil sect martial artists before. Departments like the military department killed evil sect martial artists without mercy. There were almost no requests to arrest them. In the past, everyone thought that it was too cruel. Now that they knew the evil sect's aim, everyone instantly felt that those people deserved to die. Countless soldiers and martial artists were resisting the catacombs invasion at the front line. These people actually had the idea of letting them enter Earth. When the time came, even if the world rules were really broken and the catacombs creatures could be killed, how many people would die? A few 100 million? A few billion? It might even be the price of humanity's extinction. In this hour, the old professor talked about the origin of the catacombs, talked about evil sects, and talked about the current 22 entrances and branch locations in Sino Nation. He also talked about many speculations and judgments in the industry, as well as some sect matters. For example, Guangxing Temple, the first sect to discover the catacombs entrance, still existed today. In Xishan, Guangxing Temple still had a Grand Master powerhouse keeping watch. It was also one of the pillars of the sect world. Everyone listened with great interest. Before they knew it, the time was up. The old professor smiled and said, "We'll continue tomorrow." Everyone was a little disappointed. This was much more interesting than cultural studies, but it was only an hour. Right, there's still a voting process. Everyone, vote now and distribute the credit rewards for today. The old professor thought of this and said. Fan Ping became active instantly and took the initiative to help collect the votes. After collecting the votes, Fan Ping looked at them one by one. He remembered when he was collecting the votes just now. Fan Ping, 42 votes, the highest. Zhang Ziwei, 17 votes. Yu Xianghua, 8 votes. Fan Ping glanced at the two of them with a smile, but they could not be bothered with him. Those votes were cast by others and had nothing to do with them. They could only restrain their friends. Fan Ping did not look at them anymore. It was fine as long as he was in the lead. When he was no longer in the lead, he would treat these people to tea. After the class ended, everyone discussed in low voices as they walked. Whether it was the time of the catacombs' appearance, the so-called world fusion theory, or the existence of evil sect martial artists, they were all the center of everyone's topics. Fu Changding said a few words and suddenly said, "Actually, I'm more interested in the sections. What do you guys think sect martial artists are like?" Up until now, everyone had not come into contact with sect martial artists. Hearing him say this, everyone was a little interested. In everyone's eyes, the term sect was synonymous with being backward and ignorant. Chapter 199. In the remaining time, Fan Ping continued honing his bones and cultivating his combat techniques while attending the special training classes. Gradually, he formed a rough impression of the catacombs in his mind. This impression was solidified when the instructor led everyone to MCMAU South Building No. 2 to look at the topographic map. Building No. 2. The hall spanned thousands of square meters. The only thing that existed was a huge, modernized sand table. The old professor who led the team walked into the hall and said with a smile, "The third floor is the simulated topographic map of the Magic City catacombs. The fourth floor is the Donglin catacombs topographic map. The fifth floor is the Donghu catacombs map. Currently, MCMAU only has the maps of these three places. The military department has the entire map. The catacombs is just a general term. We prefer to add a prefix in front of it because the 22 catacombs entrances are not connected. Maybe they are connected, but at least humans have not explored to this extent yet. For so many years, no one has been able to reach the next entrance from this entrance. As for all of us, we are preparing to enter the Magic City catacombs next. In the catacombs, we can't use technology or take pictures. Phones and cameras will lose their power source if we bring them in. Therefore, these maps are made by humans bit by bit, probing bit by bit, and finally summarized into a simulated sand table." Fan Ping and the others were no longer in the mood to listen to what he was saying. At this moment, everyone was staring at the sand table. Is this a city? Probably a village. Why is the city so small? What's the scale of this sand table? I didn't know the catacombs were like this. I thought it was a group of savages, primitive people. Many people knew that the catacombs, like Earth, had its own civilization. However, many people thought that the creatures in the catacombs lived in an era where they ate raw meat and drank blood. Now, however, when the sand table appeared, everyone realized that they were wrong. On the sand table, there were many cities. The conspicuous tall city walls were telling everyone that the catacombs were not a savage society. They had their own civilization and their own social system. They might not be as advanced as Earth, but everyone took different paths. This was not a difference in the level of civilization. Fan Ping glanced at it briefly and frowned. He asked softly, "Instructor, the standard on the map is 13 cities. In other words, Magic City's catacombs can accommodate 13 cities? How big are these cities? What's the population? The instructor in charge shook his head and said, Not 13. Remember, we have only detected 13 cities so far. The meaning of these words was completely different from Fan Ping's. Zhang Ziwei, who was not far away, said mildly, Maybe we can treat every catacomb's entrance as its own world, and not as a whole. Currently, we can only probe up to this distance in the Magic City catacombs world. The price we have to pay is extremely heavy. MC Mayu's 3 grandmasters were sacrificed in this process. Obviously, she knew more than Fan Ping. Fan Ping did not care about this. Instead, he frowned and said, If that's the case, the catacombs entrance appearing on the surface might not necessarily appear in the corresponding position of the catacombs. Perhaps this kind of space passageway appears irregularly? His words were a little convoluted, but the tutor still understood. The old professor smiled and said, That's right. For example, there's an entrance in Donglin. It's 600 kilometers away from the entrance to Magic City. Based on this location, we should be able to find the East Forest entrance if we enter from the Magic City entrance and keep heading east. But currently, there were Grandmaster experts who had explored 3,000 kilometers to the east, but they still could not find the existence of the entrance. If they continued to head east, it would be a boundless ocean. This means that the catacombs are so big that there is no limit. They are tens or hundreds of times bigger than our Earth. Otherwise, it means that the space passageway's appearance is random. There is no connection between the surface and the catacombs. There's another possibility. When he mentioned the last possibility, the old professor glanced at Zhang Ziwei. It's just like what Zhang Ziwei said. Every catacomb's entrance is actually an independent world. However, the military department's Commander Li denied this theory. Commander Li said that he once felt the aura of the powerhouses inside the catacombs entrance in the east when he was at the catacombs entrance in the north. The military department's Commander Li? Everyone's interest was piqued. The number 1 Grandmaster in Sino Nation was the military department's Commander-in-Chief, Li Jin. That's right. Commander Li said it. The old professor sighed and said, This is not good news. We would rather it be an independent world than for the catacombs to be a whole. However, Commander Li's words should be true. Since he felt it, a Grandmaster powerhouse like him would not make a wrong judgment. This also means that the catacombs are actually connected. They are also in the same world. The reason why we did not detect other entrances is probably due to our strength and the fact that the catacombs are too big. Just the Magic City catacombs alone will take 3,000 kilometers to the east and 2,000 kilometers to the west. The distance from east to west is at least 5,000 kilometers. As for north and south, we will be in the southernmost part of the catacombs. Behind us is also a vast ocean. It is impossible to detect how big the ocean is. All the powerhouses who travel far have fallen in the ocean. Maybe they lost their way. As for the north, it is the gathering place of the catacombs creatures. The population of the catacombs is not too big. We can't do in-depth exploration of the later ones. However, from the entrance, we have encountered the first city many times. The population is about 2 million, and the army is about 200,000. They have their own social system. Not all of them are soldiers. They also have normal people, a lot of them. The population of Magic City's catacombs is about 30 million and above. The combat army is about 3 million. Currently, what we need to face is only the first city in the catacombs. We have named it Sky Gate City. Sky Gate? Fan Ping furrowed his brows. This name is enough to elevate them. The old professor shook his head and sighed softly. Back then, maybe everyone had a glimmer of hope. Maybe, as the ancestors of Guangxing Temple said, this is the immortal world. Sky Gate. Sky Gate. Sky Gate, what a pity. The old professor sighed again and again. It was a pity that all these years, the catacombs had only brought death and destruction. No one had any extravagant hopes anymore. This was not the immortal world. It was just a beautiful fantasy of mankind. Yu Xianghua said. Instructor, if that's the case, Magic City only needs to face the other party's 200,000 combat soldiers? Only? The old professor laughed. Do you know how strong the catacombs are? 10% of their combat soldiers are martial artists. They have their own martial artist army. A pure martial artist army! In a place like the catacombs where cold weapons are king, you have no idea how scary a martial artist army of 20,000 people is. Yu Xianghua could not help but ask, doesn't our military department have a martial artist army too? It's different. The military department has indeed trained many martial artists in recent years. Currently, there are more than 1 million martial artists in Sino Nation, be it vitality martial artists or combat martial artists. However, the military department is not all. There are many martial artists in the military department. If you add up all the military regions, I'm afraid there are no less than 200,000 people, which is double the number of students in martial arts universities. However, the military department needs to be stationed at 22 entrances. That's a very small number. Moreover, the surface society also needs the military department to suppress the evil sects, which has delayed a portion of martial artists. There are less than 5,000 martial artists from the military department stationed in Magic City's catacombs. Therefore, we've always been in a defensive position. Moreover, they have 13 cities. Even if they really concentrate all their forces and wipe out Skygate City, what will happen next? After our battle with Skygate City, there will be almost no casualties. Once the cities behind us send in reinforcements, we will definitely be wiped out. Now that we're in a tug-of-war with Skygate City, the cities behind us will not send in reinforcements. The catacombs' domain awareness is very strong. As long as Skygate City is not at a disadvantage and asks for help, most of the other cities will sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. According to our observations, the catacombs does not seem to have a centralized central government. Cities are independent units. In other words, our military and martial artists in the catacombs can only go against Skygate City. Wrong! The old professor shook his head again. We're not going against them. We're barely defending ourselves. We're no match for Skygate City. Of course, this is referring to field battles. They won't dare to attack our base with full force. First, our base is heavily guarded. They've suffered great losses before. Second, in an emergency, we've sent out many grandmasters to encircle and annihilate them. If it weren't for the support from the cities behind us, Skygate City would naturally be no match for the entire Sino Nation. However, our grandmaster powerhouses can't enter wantonly. We can't destroy Skygate City unless we have the confidence to go against the 13 cities. Not to mention, there are still terrifying powerhouses further north of the 13 cities. If too many human grandmasters gather, it's very likely that these terrifying powerhouses will be drawn out. Capital City's catacombs happened once 70 years ago. At that time, there were less than 100 grandmasters in Sino Nation. They gathered more than 40 grandmasters to annihilate Capital City's catacombs. In the end, many unknown terrifying powerhouses appeared in the depths of the catacombs. In the end, 16 Sino Nation grandmasters fell. That battle also damaged the foundation of Sino Nation. Capital City Martial Arts University was almost destroyed in that battle. The Vice-Chancellor, and the deans of various schools all died in battle. Speaking of the past, the old professor could not help but sigh. In recent years, Capital City Martial Arts University had lost many grandmasters in battle. Actually, it had something to do with this kind of war. In the Catacombs War, martial arts universities that were established later like MCMAU rarely participated. Capital City Martial Arts University had always been the main force. This had also led to the death of grandmasters in battle since the university was founded. Fan Ping and the others felt slightly aggrieved. So, we can only defend? If they fought, they would not be able to win in a small-scale fight. If they fought on a large scale, it would put Sino Nation's future on the line. Even if they could win, they would at most conquer 1 or 2 catacombs. However, If they did that, half of Sino Nation's Grandmaster powerhouses would probably die. What about the remaining catacombs entrances? The old professor chuckled. There's no need to be so pessimistic. The younger generation is growing very fast. The future is still bright. Decades ago, how many Grandmaster powerhouses did Sino Nation have? But now? Today, we're getting stronger, but the catacombs' progress is not as fast as ours. That's why we've always been on the defensive. It's to buy time for future humans. If we really fight, hundreds of Sino Nation Grandmasters can at least destroy 3 to 5 catacombs entrances. However, if the catacombs are really connected, and we've destroyed so many entrances, the time for the catacombs to fully invade will come in an instant. That's why we'd rather fight a small-scale battle and rely on human lives than wage a full-scale war. Nowadays, there were more and more powerhouses. This was visible to the naked eye. In the past, there were less than 100 Grandmasters in Sino Nation. In the past 30 years, there were close to 100 Grandmasters. On average, there were 3 Grandmasters every year. This was simply unbelievable. There were Grandmasters in the business world every year. It was the same for the government. Under such circumstances, the government was actually unwilling to carry out the great final battle immediately. That would be digging their own grave. They could only endure it. Buy time! The longer time passed, the greater the hope for mankind. The great final battle still depended on the powerhouses. The usual catacombs missions and catacombs wars were also a kind of training for the soldiers, to train powerhouses. There was no other way that soldiers and middle and low-ranked martial artists were sacrificed in large numbers. At this time, people needed to be sacrificed. If no one was willing, then the extinction of mankind would not be far away. At this moment, everyone stopped asking questions and started looking at the sand table. The catacombs' 13 cities were spread out in a fan shape. The southernmost area, which was where Magic City Catacombs population entered, was the sea. On this side of the sea was Sino Nation's base. Skygate City was about 80 kilometers away from the base. It did not sound far. In modern society, one could reach it in half an hour by driving a car and racing. However, in the catacombs, one mainly relied on walking. This kind of distance was still quite far. If they relied on forced marching on foot to travel 50 kilometers a day, they would be considered a strong army. If they traveled 70 kilometers a day, such an army would definitely be known as an elite. 80 kilometers away was Skygate City. Skygate City was also the gateway city to Magic City Catacombs. Behind it were other cities. The catacombs had mountains and rivers. It had everything. When the old professor saw that everyone was looking carefully, he laughed and said, "Technology is still very amazing. Soon, our 3D catacombs three-dimensional map will be completed. When that time comes, everyone will be able to experience everything in the catacombs more directly." After we enter the catacombs, we will mainly move within a 30-kilometer radius of the base. This distance has been cleaned, so it is relatively safer. However, Skygate City's army is also active, including their martial artists. Some of the martial artists who are not soldiers are also moving around freely. Therefore, danger is inevitable. In the catacombs, other than the catacombs humans, we will temporarily call them that. Other than the catacombs humans, there are many other dangers. This includes their flora and fauna. Some of the animals even have the power of high-ranked powerhouses. The catacombs is more like a mythical world of legends. These flora and fauna can be seen as monsters. Danger is everywhere. Similarly, opportunities are everywhere. Why are humans getting stronger and stronger? It has a lot to do with the catacombs. This includes the production of various pills, the development and utilization of energy stones, and even the creation of some combat techniques. All of these are related to the catacombs. Do you know why the few rank 5 students in MCMU can improve so quickly? It is also related to their opportunities in the catacombs. I will not go into these one by one. Previously, we did not compile teaching materials because in the past, only rank 3 martial artists could enter. In the early stages, there would be a short period of training in the military department. In the military department, there are all kinds of information summaries. This is also the first time MCMAU has opened a Rank 2 special training class. Therefore, we are discussing with the military department to prepare some catacombs teaching materials for everyone to read and deepen their impressions. The old professor spoke until his mouth was dry. Fan Ping and the others were also listening with fascination. It turned out that the few MCMAU Rank 5 powerhouses had obtained opportunities in the catacombs. The pursuit of strength was also what all martial artists looked forward to. Perhaps the benefits of the catacombs were also a key reason why martial artists kept coming. At this moment, the image of the catacombs was becoming clearer in everyone's mind. As for the matter of getting lost, Fan Ping was no longer concerned. The catacombs was not a desert, nor was it a prairie. There were cities and human strongholds. How could it be so easy to get lost? Thinking of the many benefits of the catacombs, everyone was suddenly eager to try. They could not wait to enter the catacombs immediately, obtain the benefits, and break through Rank 3, Rank 4, or even Rank 5. Chapter 200. The instructors who helped Lance Wei are back. Instructor Lu Nan was sacrificed himself. Instructor Qing Yuanji sacrificed himself. Everyone, head to the southern area's main gate to welcome the heroes. While Fan Ping and the rest were still looking at the map, the concourse was in chaos. Some students hurriedly ran out. The old professor's face paled, revealing a mournful expression. Martial artists! Sigh! The long sigh was suffocating. 5 minutes later, Fan Ping and the rest arrived at the southern area's main gate. At this moment, there were many instructors and students standing at the southern area's main gate. At the forefront, the old vice-chancellor's hair was turning white. Open the gate! The southern area's main gate opened quickly. A few buses drove in slowly. Then, under everyone's gaze, some people carried stretchers and others carried urns of ashes out of the buses. The group of martial artists who got off the buses looked weathered. Many of them were wrapped in bandages, obviously injured. Instructor! Amidst the crowd, Chen Yunqi suddenly exclaimed, then dashed forward. Fan Ping and the rest saw Bai Ruoxi who got off the bus. Bai Ruoxi was also among the martial artists. Fan Ping and the rest saw her, and ran over immediately. Bai Ruoxi was as calm as ever. However, when Fan Ping walked closer, he felt a pang in his heart. Bai Ruoxi's left arm was broken. The lower half of her left arm was empty. They did not see it clearly because they were too far away. Seeing everyone running toward her, Bai Ruoxi shook her head slightly, motioning them not to come over. Qin Yunqi's face was covered in tears. Fan Ping and the rest felt their hearts ache, not knowing what to say. In front, the old vice-chancellor, a Grand Master-level powerhouse, walked with trembling steps. Tears glistened in his eyes as he said softly, "It's good that you're back. It's good that you're back. Vice-Chancellor!" Among the martial artists who got off the bus, an old man whose face was full of scars said, "We did not disappoint our mission in this battle. The Lance Wei Catacombs army has been defeated. 6 MCMAU instructors died in battle, none of them retreated. We killed 3 rank 6 powerhouses, 11 rank 5s, 27 rank 4s. We raised the prestige of Sino Nation, raised the prestige of MCMAU, 6 people." The headmaster didn't care about the data. His eyes were red as he mumbled, "This year, 11 mentors have left, and 7 students have died. They're still so young, still so young." The old headmaster murmured and said softly, "Salute and welcome the heroes." The seniors all lowered their heads and bowed with sorrowful expressions. Fan Ping and the other freshmen were experiencing this for the first time. In their confusion and helplessness, they followed suit and bowed. Give a grand funeral. MCMAU will support the families of the martyrs. Enter the martyrs' shrine. One day, when the catacombs are conquered, we will take revenge. After the old principal finished speaking, he suddenly stepped into the air and disappeared in front of everyone. After the vice-chancellor left, Fan Ping and the others were at a loss. Huang Jing, who had just arrived, quickly chased after him. Beside him, the old professor sighed softly and said softly, "Vice-chancellor's old injuries have yet to heal. MC Mayu instructors and students have died in battle. Vice-chancellor will definitely return the favor, a tooth for a tooth, blood for blood. Today, in the Magic City catacombs, there would definitely be a battle between grandmasters. I only hope." Although the old vice-chancellor was already a peak rank 8, he had fought too many battles and had long been plagued with injuries. Right now, he might have already gone to the catacombs. If this went on, his injuries would only worsen. Fan Ping and the others did not know what to say. Looking at the silent instructors in front of them, looking at the unfamiliar instructors lying on the stretchers, covered in blood, everyone felt suffocated. Is this the catacombs? This is the home of martial artists? In the midst of everyone's confusion and sorrow, the other instructors carried the stretchers and walked toward the depths of the southern area. There was a cemetery there. MCMU instructors would choose to be buried there when they died. It was very close to the Magic City catacombs. Even if they died, they still hoped to guard this pure land. Bai Ruoshi did not follow them. She walked to the front of everyone and glanced at Qin Yunqi. Her tone was still gentle as she said, "Why are you crying?" "The instructor is fine." Instructor. Different from the other instructors that they were not familiar with, this was an instructor that everyone was very familiar with. She was also Qin Yunqi's instructor. Now, she had lost an arm. Qin Yunqi's face was covered in tears. Everyone felt bad too. At this time, Lu Fengru, who had not been seen earlier, suddenly appeared and walked over. Glancing at Qin Yunqi, Lu Fengru suddenly said angrily, "Shut up. She's not dead yet, what are you crying for?" Bai Ruoshi came back alive, what's there to cry about? Qin Yunqi was startled by his angry roar. Lu Fengru humphed, looked at Fan Ping and the others, and said lightly, "Life and death are that simple. There's no need to be too sad. One day, when we die in the catacombs, we don't need these useless tears. If you have the ability, conquer the catacombs and avenge us. If you don't have the ability, then just treat it as birth, old age, sickness, and death. All the tears and hatred will be in vain. At least that's what I, Lu Fengru, am. If I die in battle, don't do this to me. Of course, I think I can live until the day the catacombs are destroyed." Lu Fengru looked indifferent. She looked at Bai Ruoshi and said, "What should we do with this student of yours?" Bai Ruoshi said softly, "Sister Ro, I'll leave Yunqi in your hands." Lu Fengru frowned and said lightly, "I don't accept this kind of student. I don't like it when she cries." "Sister Ro, instructor." Qin Yunqi was shocked. Bai Ruoshi wanted to entrust her to Lu Fengru. Lu Fengru glanced at her and said suddenly, "Your instructor is seriously injured. Her internal organs are severely damaged. There's no hope for her to recover in 2 to 3 years. She can't even walk without panting. If you have the ability, go kill a few rank 6 catacombs martial artists for revenge. Can you make the catacombs martial artists cry to death with your childish attitude? Tang Feng asked you to be in logistics. Why didn't you agree? Are you going to cry when others die in the catacombs?" Lu Fengru humphed softly and said, "It's fine if she dies. Don't drag anyone down with her. The rest of you remember this. If she can't keep up in the catacombs, just leave her behind. Don't let yourself die in vain. There's a grandmaster in the Chen family. Let her grandfather protect her. MC Mayu won't protect such a student." Qin Yunqi lowered her head, not knowing what to do. Bai Ruoshi was helpless. She said softly, "Sister Ro, she hasn't experienced these things. Moreover," Lu Fengru did not continue. She changed the topic and said, "She can follow me. But if she does, I won't be like you, protecting her secretly. If she dies, then so be it." As soon as she said this, Qin Yunqi looked up suddenly. Bai Ruoshi frowned. Lu Fengru said lightly, "What are you looking at? It's just a few rank 2 and 3 missions. If she really dies, it's because she's not capable enough. Dying outside is better than dying in the catacombs. I'm not as free as your instructor. I followed along the way, afraid that someone would die. What a joke! If you're afraid of death next time, don't do missions. Why don't you let your Chen family follow? MCMU instructors also need to cultivate and go on missions. If it wasn't for that 1 month's delay, maybe your instructor would have achieved rank 6. This time, she might not have been seriously injured, Sister Ro. Bai Ruoshi shouted again. Lu Fengris said calmly. Let them face reality. You can protect them now, but can you protect them forever? Right now, you can't even protect yourself, let alone protect others. Only when you're strong will you be able to rely on yourself. In my opinion, you're just causing trouble. After saying that, Lu Fengru did not stay any longer. She turned and left. As soon as she left, Qin Yunxi's face turned pale. Instructor. I've dragged you into this. Bai Ruoshi could not help but laugh. Instructor Lu said that on purpose. She just wants you to be stronger and work hard. However, I'm really injured this time. It's not good to waste your time. The others will be taken in by instructors. You're very talented, so I handed you over to Instructor Lu. Follow Instructor Lu and cultivate well. Don't think too much. Fan Ping could not help but ask. Instructor Bai, you've been protecting us all this time? Bai Ruoshi said softly. Don't think too much. This is actually the school's arrangement. When new students go on missions, they'll arrange for someone to protect them. Of course, you won't be new students very soon. There won't be any more. Be careful next time. Fan Ping and the others were the elites of the freshmen. They were the cream of the crop. How could there be no one to look after them when they went on missions? In March, Bai Ruoshi had been following them from the moment they left the school gates. Otherwise, it would not have been Bai Ruoshi who showed up at Enmeiyu. Qin Yunxi did not care about this. She whispered, Instructor, are your injuries serious? I'll ask my grandfather to come. Bai Ruoshi shook her head lightly. It's not too serious. There's no need to trouble Grandmaster Chen. I'll be fine soon. Yunxi, stay strong. Whether it's Instructor Tang or Instructor Lu, they all want you students to be better, stronger, and safer. No instructor wants anything to happen to their students. It's just that. Bai Ruoshi sighed. It was just that everyone had a different way of teaching. Perhaps they couldn't understand it today, but sooner or later they would understand. You guys continue with your lessons. I'm going to the cemetery. Bai Ruoshi did not say anything else. She walked toward the depths of the southern area. Her footsteps were heavy. They did not continue with their evening classes. Most of the instructors went to the cemetery. Fan Ping and the others did not go in. Instead, they stood outside. Everyone remained silent, each with their own thoughts. The catacombs. Fan Ping murmured softly. Fu Changding suddenly said, They should all be killed. Today, they had not lost a friend or classmate to the catacombs. However, they might see it happen soon. They might even be the ones dying. Too many people had died in the past few years. So many that many instructors were already numb to it. They were used to it. All that was left in their hearts was hatred and the desire to become stronger. In the dark of the night, soft sobs came from the depths of the cemetery. The ones crying were not the instructors, but the instructors' students. In the past, countless people had scolded their instructors for being mean. They scolded their instructors for only being good at teaching. They did not do anything. Now, however, many people realized that their instructors were also unyielding. That night, Fan Ping and the others could not sleep. The next day, they went to the special training classes again. However, they realized that nothing had changed. The instructors who had died in battle seemed to have been forgotten. After the lesson ended, Tang Feng suddenly appeared. He glanced at everyone in the class and said lightly, The Vice-Chancellor is back. I don't know what the Vice-Chancellor is thinking, but he said that he will give everyone another chance to make a choice. Today, you can choose to withdraw from the special training classes. Everyone saw what happened yesterday. When rank 4 and 5 martial artists enter the catacombs, death will be a simple matter. It is indeed very dangerous for all of you to enter the catacombs now. Make a choice. If you withdraw now, you won't have to enter the catacombs in June. After you achieve rank 3, whether you want to enter or not is up to you. When you achieve middle ranks, you can just complete the mandatory missions every year. You can be like the casual martial artists now and do what you should do. Every year, take 10 days to half a month to enter the catacombs. Everyone fell silent. Tang Feng saw the situation and said, "It's not embarrassing to withdraw. Rank 2 martial artists entering the catacombs are not safe at all. Even if the school arranges for instructors to protect you, sometimes they can't even protect themselves. You can't even run away." Before this, the school was a little too aggressive. Rank 2 martial artists are really weak. I'll give you 5 minutes. Those who withdraw can leave now. I promise that the school will not deduct any of your benefits because of this. I only hope that those who withdraw will not be afraid of battle because of what happened today when you become stronger. In the future, maybe you can play a bigger role. The crowd gradually became restless. After 3 minutes, someone suddenly stood up. Yu Xianghua suddenly scolded. "Don't you dare leave!" The student who stood up looked ashamed and helpless. He said in a low voice, My father died early. My mother was alone, Yu Xianghua flew into a rage. Tang Feng waved his hand and said, "It's okay. You can leave. Remember, before the catacombs is made public, you are not allowed to reveal this information to anyone else." "Definitely." The martial artist who stood up lowered his head, not daring to look at anyone. He left in a hurry. "Anyone else?" The crowd quieted down again. After a while, 2 more people stood up and left. Soon 5 minutes had passed. Tang Feng laughed and said, "Less than I thought. A bunch of brats who are not afraid of death. I thought at least half of them had left." As he said that, he glanced at Fang Ping and said, "Fang Ping, I didn't expect you to not run." Fang Ping was speechless. He said with a dark expression, "You said rank 2s could leave. You didn't say rank 3s. Ha!" Tang Feng suddenly laughed. He then said in a low voice, "I'll give you one chance. Rank 3s can leave too." Fang Ping said lazily, "Am I stupid? If I leave, won't the credits in my class go to someone else? It's just the catacombs. It's not like they're immortals. They can't be killed or smashed. Even if we sacrifice a few of MC Mayu's instructors, we'll still be able to break even. If we live in fear every day, we might as well go down and do something big. We'll destroy their lair and earn big bucks that way." Tang Feng sneered. "Fine. I have high hopes for you. Remember what you said today. I'll be waiting for that day. If you don't leave, don't blame anyone for forcing you to do anything. When the catacombs is in danger, the instructors in charge won't allow anyone to run. If anyone runs, I'll kill him first if I find out. You, kid, are on my list." Fang Ping rolled his eyes. "When did you find out that I ran and deliberately picked a fight?" Tang Feng ignored him. He looked at the others and said, "The same goes for all of you. Also, the university has decided to give you some resources in advance. If anyone breaks through to rank 3 and lacks pills, you can apply to the logistics department." Fang Ping's eyes lit up immediately. He said immediately, "Instructor, can I? I think I'm about to achieve upper stage rank 3. When I'm upper stage rank 3, my strength will increase greatly. I can protect the students. You know, I break through very quickly. The strength of upper stage rank 3 is completely different from now." Tang Feng frowned at him. Who was he trying to fool? How many days has it been since you broke through to rank 3? Even geniuses like Xiaolei spent half a year to achieve upper stage rank 3. And Meiyu's Wang Jinyang spent about 3 months. Fang Ping broke through less than half a month ago. Seeing that Tang Feng did not believe him, Fang Ping complained, "It's true, instructor. If I can't achieve upper stage rank 3 before I enter the catacombs, I'll repay the university double the resources they borrowed. Also, I hope the university can allow me to get my daily reward credits in advance. I didn't get my previous credits. Just give me 600 credits for 2 months. The university will lend me another 1,000 credits. Everyone in the class was stunned. 1,600 credits. Fang Ping, how dare you ask for such an exorbitant price? If converted into money, that would be 48 million. Fang Ping, your appetite is too big. Fang Ping thought for a while and said suddenly, forget about borrowing. The university can invest in me in the name of investment. How about that? Everyone was stunned again. Tang Feng was stunned too. Borrowing? It's not impossible. But the university wants to invest in you. Fang Ping had just thought of it. Borrowing money did not seem to count as wealth. He had tried it once before. Borrowing credits and borrowing money worked the same way. Investing, however, was a different story. Of course, Fang Ping felt that he was thinking too much. Looking at Big Lion's murderous expression, he did not think that there was much hope. As expected, Tang Feng snorted coldly. Go talk to the Vice-Chancellor yourself. Fang Ping was embarrassed. I can't enter the Grandmaster's house, okay? Otherwise, why would I talk to you about this? Tang Feng ignored him and started talking to the others. Fang Ping, on the other hand, was thinking. Borrowing money was out of the question, and investment was out of the question. However, he could try giving 600 credits in advance to himself. Chapter 201. At night, after the special training ended, Fang Ping went to the logistics department. Seeing him, Old Man Li's gaze suddenly turned dangerous. You're here. Very good. I thought you wouldn't dare to come here for at least 3 to 5 months. Teacher, what are you talking about? I'm here to see you, bastard! Old Man Li was furious. In his anger, he stretched out his arm. Fang Ping was a few meters away from him, but in the next moment, he was caught in the old man's hand. Old Man Li did not give him a chance to talk. He flung him outside. A few seconds later, Fang Ping sprawled outside the logistics department, beginning to doubt his life. Where am I? How did I get here? I think I was flying just now. That should be right? Someone from the logistics department came in the middle of the night. Suddenly someone said, President, what are you? Fang Ping tilted his head and saw that it was little fatty Guixing. He smiled faintly. The moon is nice tonight. I came out to take a look. What about you? Oh, I'm here to get the pills. A senior has placed an order. Work hard. You're almost a martial artist, aren't you? Little Fatty was slightly surprised. He said sheepishly, President, I broke through last month. Fang Ping raised his eyebrows. He had forgotten that he was not paying attention just now. He coughed lightly to hide his embarrassment. Fang Ping smiled and said, I remember wrongly. Who said they were going to break through after twice honing? I thought it was you, it was me. Guisheng was confused again. He explained, but when I reached 169 calories I was stuck. That's why I broke through. Fang Ping's gaze was dangerous. Did he know how to flatter? Just listen to what I say. Do you have to say it so clearly? Guisheng seemed to have realized it too. He explained on his behalf. President, you're probably too busy. Don't be so stressed. You're already rank 3. You've already left everyone behind. Go do what you need to do. Fang Ping waved his hand and sent Guisheng away. After he left, he said helplessly, Looks like there's nothing I can do about Old Man Li. He had wanted to ask Old Man Li for an advance. Now, he had lied to him last time, saying that the pills would be distributed to the members of the society. In the end, Old Man Li had obviously found out, so he had thrown him out in anger. He looked around. Seeing that there was no one he knew, Fang Ping wanted to go in and try again. He remembered that Guisheng was still inside, so he sighed and turned to leave. He would come back another day. The matter of advance credits had not been settled yet, but Chinyunshi was settled. April 19th, Sunday. Villa 8. Lu Fengru, Bai Ruoshi, Chinyunshi, Fan Ping, and Zhao Xiaomei were all there. Lu Fengru looked at Chinyunshi coldly. Your teacher insists on handing you over to me. I'll give you a chance now. You can look for someone else, including Tang Feng. I'll help you talk to him. Chinyunshi looked at Bai Ruoshi helplessly, but Bai Ruoshi insisted. Sister Ro, please. Humph. Lu Fengru seemed a little unhappy. Fan Ping and Zhao Xiaomei also felt a little strange. Although Lu Fengru was usually not very courteous to them, she would never really show an attitude of disgust. Right now, she seemed to really hate Chinyunshi. Could it be because of Chinyunshi's personality? However, Chinyunshi was very obedient. Even if she was not willing to do some things, she would not refuse if the instructor really asked. Just because of this, Lu Fengru hated her? A peak rank 6 instructor would not be like this. Even if Lion Tang did not like Fan Ping's personality, he would not show such an expression. Bai Ruoshi's insistence that Chinyunshi stay with Lu Fengru was also a little strange. Fan Ping and the others did not understand, so it was not appropriate for them to ask. Lu Fengru was silent for a moment, then nodded and said, Okay, then she will stay here. You can go now. You have internal injuries, so don't wander around blindly. Bai Ruoshi chuckled and looked at Chinyunshi. Yunshi, Instructor Lu will be your instructor from now on. Work hard on your cultivation. I'll come visit everyone again when I'm free. Instructor. Chinyunshi looked reluctant. Lu Fengru seemed a little annoyed and said, Let's go then. Are we going to be separated forever? Bai Ruoshi could not help but laugh. She got up and left, not staying any longer. After she left, Lu Fengru looked at Chinyunshi for a while and said, You became a martial artist with 199 calories vitality. You can say that thrice honing is only a step away. The Qin family has no shortage of resources. What about you? Now, Fan Ping is rank 3 and has honed 6 bones in his torso. Zhao Lei has honed 96 bones and has entered middle stage rank 2. Fu Changding has honed 95 bones and has also entered middle stage. But you, Chinyunshi, are more talented than them and have broken through faster than them. You have honed 93 bones and have just entered the threshold of middle stage rank 2. Trash like you who only has talent and resources, if not for Bai Ruoshi, instructor. Fan Ping coughed softly and interrupted. Instructor, do you want to hold a ceremony to acknowledge me as your master? Get lost! Lu Fengru glared at him. Her anger subsided a little. She stared at Chinyunshi and said, Today is the 19th, the end of the month. If you haven't honed 100 bones, you might as well go back to the Qin family. Chinyunshi's face was bright red. Lu Fengru said impatiently, Go! Hearing that, Chinyunshi had no choice but to leave. After she left, Lu Fengru was not as angry as before. Fan Ping was confused. Did Lu Fengru have a grudge against the Qin family? If there was a grudge, Bai Ruoshi would not have let Chinyunshi join Lu Fengru. Although the instructors were not parents, in the next few years of university, the cultivation of martial arts was almost all the instructor's business. This was an important decision that affected a person's life. Lu Fengru did not explain anything. She looked at Zhao Xiaomei and said, Don't cultivate combat techniques at this stage. Hone your bones and strive to reach peak rank 2 before entering the catacombs. Don't open that company of yours anymore. Doesn't that uncle of yours want it? Give it to him and sell it for money. After you get the money, come to me to buy pills and then enter the energy room to cultivate. Instructor. Zhao Xiaomei panicked and said hurriedly, That's my father. Your father died in battle. Do you want to die in the catacombs like your father? Lu Fengru scolded her. Idiot. When your father died, your relatives all had their eyes on your company. If it wasn't for MC Mayu, if I wasn't your instructor, how could you keep it safe? Now sell it and exchange it for resources to improve your strength. When you become a rank 3 or even a rank 4 martial artist, it'll be a piece of cake if you want to continue the business. Would your uncle dare not give it to you? He's a rank 3 martial artist. If he doesn't give it to you, then he'll die. Sell it for 1 or 200 million and it'll be enough for you to cultivate to peak rank 3. Do you understand what I mean? If you go all out and take pills, 1 or 200 million would probably only be enough for peak rank 3. Obviously, that was what Lu Fengru meant. Zhao Xuemei's progress was much slower than others. How could she not spend money? Rank 2 bone-honing pills cost 1 million each. According to Lu Fengru, at least 10 pills a month would cost 10 million. Another 30 rank 2 vitality pills would cost about 20 million. Zhao Xuemei's talent was not too bad. If it was, she would not have reached this stage. After 2 months, it was not impossible for her to achieve peak rank 2. Of course, spending 40 or 50 million in 2 months was not a choice. Zhao Xuemei was a little reluctant. After a while, she nodded and said, "Okay." Lu Fengru regained her composure. She looked at Fan Ping and frowned. "What's wrong with you?" Fan Ping said strangely. "Instructor, I'm fine." As he said that, Fan Ping suddenly said, "Are you talking about Instructor Li?" "I didn't provoke him. The old man suddenly threw me out." "Instructor, are you going to avenge me?" "What?" Lu Fengru was obviously not clear about the inside story. She frowned and said, "I mean, you've broken through rank 3 for more than 20 days. Why have you only honed 6 bones?" Fan Ping's previous speed was extremely fast. He spent less than 7 months honing 1 bone in less than 2 days, and it took him less than 7 months to hone a bone. What about now? In more than 20 days he had honed 6 bones. Although the torso was harder to hone than the limbs, it was not the most difficult part, the spine. Fan Ping was still honing his ribs. If it was so slow, what about the spine? Fan Ping's eyes darted around. He sighed softly. "Instructor, you know that I improved quickly in the past because I used up a lot of resources. Now I don't have any income, and my family doesn't have any companies to sell. Without money, my improvement is naturally slow. Right now, I'm purely relying on vitality to nourish myself. I haven't taken a single bone-honing pill. I tried to save as many vitality pills as I can. Moreover, the pills I'm buying now are all rank 3 pills." Fan Ping complained incessantly. "Rank 3 pills are too expensive. They're so expensive that I'm scared. Normal vitality pills cost 3 credits. Rank 1 pills cost 10 credits. Rank 2 pills cost 20 credits. Rank 3 pills cost 40 credits. Fan Ping looked like he could not bear it. 40 credits. I can't afford this price at all. Oh. Lu Fengru responded. She suddenly said, "Don't cry about being poor. It's meaningless. I know that you've invested tens of millions in your own company. But didn't you complain that I'm unfair? Didn't give you any benefits? Fine, I'll make a deal with you now. If you agree, I can provide you with cultivation resources." "Please speak," Fan Ping said hurriedly. Lu Fengru said with a faint smile. "It's simple. 2 things. First, help me deliver a letter with a few words." "No problem," Fan Ping agreed readily. He was overjoyed. Crying about being poor still worked. His instructor was finally giving him some benefits. Sending a letter was actually considered a condition. Unless it was sent to the catacombs, there was really no danger. Second, help me kill someone. Fan Ping frowned and said sheepishly, "Instructor, you're almost a grandmaster. Are you kidding me?" "What? Unwilling? I gave you benefits in advance, so of course you have to pay the price. I didn't ask you to kill him now. You can kill him when you have the ability." Lu Fengru's eyes flashed fiercely. Fan Ping said dryly, "The one from the Donghu Fang family?" "Scram!" Lu Fengru scolded and scoffed. "I don't need you to kill him." Fan Ping was shocked. He was not even a rank 7 Grandmaster. "Are you kidding me? Do you agree or not? If you agree, I'll give you 1,000 credits now. If you die in the process, I won't ask you for it. This? Fan Ping smiled bitterly. Instructor, aren't you making things difficult for me? The other party is also a Grand Master, right? No. No? Fan Ping was depressed. If he was not a Grand Master, why did she want him to kill him? Could it be to train him? After thinking for a long time, Fan Ping said with a headache, Then is he a peak rank 6? No. Could it be a Grand Master? No. Why do you have so much nonsense to say? Lu Fengru was a little impatient. How could there be Grand Masters in the catacombs? Only humans had them. The catacombs were called rank 7, rank 8, and rank 9. What did they know? Fan Ping relaxed and chuckled. Instructor, no problem. I believe you won't ask me to kill those good people. Nonsense. Lu Fengru glared at him and threw a scroll painting to him. This is the person. When you meet him, kill him. Go when you're stronger. Okay, no problem. Fan Ping agreed without hesitation. Both missions were not difficult, but old Lu had actually given him 1,000 credits. The sun must have risen from the west. Then, Lu Fengru threw him a message. Go to the southern area and wait at the entrance of the catacombs. Today or tomorrow, a white-haired old man will come out of the catacombs. Just give him the letter. Also, tell him that his daughter misses him and ask him to hurry and accompany her. Oh. Fan Ping nodded, a little surprised. Your father? What did that make him? Grand Master? Although he was surprised, Fan Ping was still very willing to serve Lu Fengru without even leaving the school. 1,000 credits. His instructor was indeed rich and overbearing. She was also exceptionally good to him. He had finally made it through. Zhao Xuemei, who was watching from the side, was a little envious. She was only not strong enough. Otherwise, she would have fought for this mission. In their minds, if Lu Fengru asked Fan Ping to kill someone, that person must be a bad person. In today's society, although martial artists were a privileged class, they would still have to pay a huge price if they killed innocent people. Sending them to the catacombs daredevil camp was the easiest. Old Lu would not go so far as to trick Fan Ping. Before Fan Ping killed someone, he would definitely check. If it was not a Grand Master or a rank 6, then it would be a rank 4 or 5 at most. Fan Ping did not mind helping when he was strong enough. After leaving the villa, Fan Ping beamed. Instructor, you're so generous. 1,000 credits. You're really generous. To give him 1,000 credits in advance, in Fan Ping's opinion, she was really taking care of him. Zhao Xuemei was a little envious, but she did not want to see him gloat. She asked, Instructor, you don't seem to have a good impression of Inchi? I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's because we haven't had much contact. It'll probably be better after a while. Instructor Bai, it's such a pity. Zhao Xuemei sighed. He had lost an arm and was seriously injured. He could not even teach anymore. Didn't the instructor say that? It's luck that he came back alive. Also, to Instructor Bai, being injured means that he doesn't have to enter the catacombs again. Maybe it's a good thing. Fan Ping could only look on the bright side. Otherwise, he would feel bad just thinking about it. There was no time to ramble. Fan Ping said, I'll make a trip to the logistics department and collect my credits. These credits were considered as the mission reward that Lu Fengru had given him. They were also considered Fan Ping's, so he did not have to worry about wealth. 1,000 credits, if done well, would be 30 million wealth. Even if he did not exchange them for pills, it would still be 20 million wealth. To Fan Ping, these credits came at the right time. Chapter 202. Logistics Department. Fan Ping snuck around for a while. Old Manly propped his head and said with a half-smile, Crawl in. I'll pretend I didn't see you. Fan Ping laughed dryly. Instructor, I really needed money last time, then you lied to me? I didn't mean it that way. I was considering, alright, cut the crap. Tell me, what are you here for? Instructor, I have credits. I just received 1180 points. Fang Ping looked smug. This was the first time he had earned so many credits. In the past 19 days, other than tonight, Fang Ping had taken all the credits from the previous 18 days. You have money now? Alright, tell me, what do you want to buy? 60 rank 2 vitality pills. Old Manly looked at him, slightly surprised. He asked, Are you sure it's rank 2? Yes. The difference in wealth earned from rank 2 vitality pills and normal vitality pills was about the same, maybe even more. However, rank 2 pills were not popular and hard to sell. That was in the past. Things were different now. Qinyanqi, Fu Changding, and the others were all rank 2. When they needed vitality pills urgently, rank 2 pills were easy to sell. Everyone was rank 1 before. Fang Ping almost did not sell the normal vitality pills he exchanged last time. That was proof. He had to keep up with the times and the customers' needs. 59 pills. Fang Ping was speechless. He complained. Instructor, I didn't ask for special treatment this time. I exchanged more than 1,000 credits. It's not too much to give away a rank 2 pill for free, right? This time, he did not dare to continue lying to the old man. The old man was in a bad mood recently. Fang Ping did not dare to provoke him. However, he was still fussing over 20 credits less than 1,000 credits. That was too much of a scam. Old Manly humped but did not say anything. He ordered someone to bring out 60 pills and threw them at Fang Ping. If this happens again, I'll break your legs. It's fine to be cheeky. I'm old, and I need to be entertained. But you said you'd give them to your club members, and you sold them out right away. That's heartless. How can you spout nonsense in the face of great right and wrong? Old Manly was obviously a little angry. Fang Ping said sheepishly, Instructor, I'm short on resources right now. Don't worry when I'm a little better off. I'll definitely give them to you. The stronger I am, the more I earn. Get lost. Fang Ping ran away hurriedly. The last time, he had almost offended the old man. The old man was at least a rank 5 or 6, maybe even a peak rank 6 powerhouse. He also controlled the logistics department, not just the exchange office. If he really offended him, Fang Ping would be in deep trouble. After exchanging the medicinal pills, the credits gave Fang Ping 23.8 million wealth. The medicinal pills gave him a difference of 6.2 million, which was exactly 30 million wealth. At this moment, Fang Ping's wealth had skyrocketed again. Wealth, 49 million vitality, 600 calories, 639 calories, mentality, 440 Hz, 459 Hz, bones honed, 132 bones, 90%, 80 bones, 30%. I've only honed 6 bones since I started honing. On average, each bone requires around 900,000 wealth points. Now that I've honed a bone, my vitality limit has increased by close to 10 calories. There are still 45 bones left in the torso. Fang Ping calculated. He still needed 19 ribs to complete the honing. The system would need 34.2 million wealth points to hone. After honing the ribs, I'll be able to reach middle stage rank 3. I'll start honing the spine. I have enough wealth points now. As for cash, I haven't used it recently. It's still 14.6 million. After selling this batch of medicinal pills, I'm afraid it'll be close to 50 million. I can try buying some medicinal pills to help hone my body and quickly reach middle stage. Thinking about this, Fang Ping went straight to the dormitory again. He had wanted to look for Chen Yunqi, but after thinking about it, Bai Ruoxi had been injured recently. She had also suffered a blow. It was not appropriate to look for her now. He did not look for Chen Yunqi. Instead, he went straight to Zhao Lei. Zhao Lei was also a rich man. Selling me? Zhao Lei frowned slightly. He looked at Fang Ping and said, You don't cultivate yourself? I use rank 3. Then you're exchanging for rank 2? Zhao Lei was speechless. I'm selling them. Aren't you guys rank 2? The market price is 700,000 per pill. 42 million. I'll give you a 10% discount. 38 million will do. Xiao Lei could not be bothered with him. He said while reading, I can't afford it. Your father is rank 5. You can't afford this bit of medicinal pills? You know my father is rank 5. If you know, why should I buy them? I have enough credits. My father also supported me with some medicinal pills. Other than me, no one else in my family is a rank 2 martial artist. I can't use them. Do you understand? Fan Ping was speechless. There was nothing wrong with what he said. He exchanged some of his own credits. His family also supported some. Without other rank 2 martial artists, he would not use rank 2 vitality pills. Normal ones could be used for daily vitality replenishment. Rank 2 ones were used for daily replenishment. Too much money was a waste. Then buy 20? Xiao Lei felt a headache coming on. The market price of rank 2 is too high. Do you really think I'm an idiot? 20 credits. I'll spend 600,000 to exchange for 20 credits. I can buy them myself with 600,000. Why should I buy more from you? Fan Ping, are you out of your mind? We don't know how to calculate this. Normal rank 1 pills are easy to negotiate with. You're using the market price of rank 2 pills to bluff people. Aren't you embarrassed? Fan Ping suddenly came to a realization. He swallowed and said, I forgot. He remembered that the market price of rank 2 pills was 700,000. Even with a 10% discount, it would still be 630,000. Now he realized that rank 2 pills were too high. In MCMAU, if one did not have credits, they could exchange for one pill for 600,000. If that was the case, only an idiot would buy more expensive pills. This was different from the normal and rank 1 pills. I actually forgot. Fan Ping's expression was slightly ugly. The system had already given him 500,000 wealth points for rank 2 vitality pills. Did this not mean that if it was less than 500,000, he should not take a single wealth point? It should not be a problem if it was worth more than 500,000, right? Then, 550,000? I'll take 500,000. I don't want any higher. Dream on. Fan Ping snorted and turned to leave. That bastard. How could he lower the price so much? That afternoon, Fan Ping peddled rank 2 vitality pills everywhere. He even went to the older students. After much effort, he finally sold them at an average price of 520,000. Fan Ping sighed. This time, he only increased his wealth by 2 million. Fan Ping only had 2 million in cash, which was not even as high as the value of his credits. 1180 credits, plus the extra pill Old Manly had given him, amounted to 1,200 credits. Normally, he could earn more than 36 million. What a huge loss! Did water enter my brain? Why did I think of exchanging for rank 2 pills? Fan Ping felt pained by his own carelessness. He had lost 5 million in one go and lost a lot of wealth points. Otherwise, if he had exchanged it for 400 normal vitality pills, it would not have been less than 35 million. This is the first time I've made a loss. I've really lost money. 5 million less was double the amount, and he had lost 5 million wealth points too. In the blink of an eye, 10 million was gone. This was probably the first time Fan Ping felt that he had suffered a huge loss since reselling pills. I'm so stupid. No wonder I felt that something was wrong before. I was blinded by a single leaf. Recently, I've been so successful that I've forgotten myself. I need to reflect on myself. The other group of martial artists actually have brains. This shouldn't be the case. What made Fan Ping feel even more pained was that everyone actually had brains and knew how to calculate. Martial artists should be as stupid as Big Lion. In the end, someone actually thought of exchanging 600,000 for 20 credits and exchanging them for pills instead of buying them at the market price. Normal vitality pills were the same. 3 credits were 90,000. Fu Changding and the others had asked for a 12% discount, which was still a small profit. 90,000 was probably a friendship price. No wonder they stopped buying when they asked for 90,000. 90,000 was the same when they went to school to buy the same thing. However, Fang Ping had peddled it and did not ask for much, so they did not say anything. A 12% discount was slightly cheaper than what they had bought. That was considered acceptable. As for the one he sold to Qin, it seemed to be even higher than 10%. I miscalculated. Fang Ping reflected on himself again and did not think too much about it. He had learned from his mistakes and would be more careful next time. Fortunately, his wealth points had exceeded the 50 million mark for the first time, reaching 52 million. It's time to carry out the teacher's mission. At least it's 1,000 credits. Thinking of this, Fang Ping suddenly took out the scroll painting that he had stuffed into his chest pocket. Just give me a picture. Why did you give me this thing? Fang Ping mumbled and opened the scroll painting to take a look. When he opened the scroll painting, Fang Ping suddenly frowned. So handsome? Wait, is it a woman? Looking at the handsome guy in the scroll painting with long hair, Fang Ping suddenly became uncertain. Is it a man? It's a man with long hair. Fang Ping suddenly had a bad feeling, and he hurried to the logistics department. More credits? No, teacher. I just lost a lot of money. Forget it. We'll talk about this later. Fang Ping did not waste any more time. He opened the scroll painting and asked, Teacher, do you know this person? Old Manly looked at it, and suddenly looked at Fang Ping strangely. He said lightly, Lu Fengri gave it to you? Yes. This is the source of your credits? Yes. 1,000 credits, and you accepted it? Fang Ping's face paled. He nodded and said, I accepted it. Hee. Teacher, do you know him? I do. Old Manly yawned and said, He's not just Lu Fengri's enemy, but mine and many others. Skygate City's City Lord, rank 9. It's nothing. When you're rank 9, just kill him. You'll have to kill him anyway. It's just a matter of time. Rank 9 Great Grandmaster? Fang Ping's face turned green. I accepted a rank 9 Great Grandmaster mission and only asked for 1,000 credits. Wrong. It's rank 9, not Great Grandmaster. Old Manly corrected. Human Great Grandmasters were a term of praise because they gave their blood, sweat, and lives for mankind. As for the catacombs creatures, they could only be rank 9. Rank 9? Fang Ping suddenly realized that Lu Fengri was not talking about a Grandmaster, nor a Great Grandmaster. Skygate City's City Lord is rank 9? Yes. Then there are stronger powerhouses in the depths of the catacombs? He can be considered a rank 9. At least Commander Li fought with him before and was not at a disadvantage. He just went a little further in rank 9. Skygate City's City Lord is only considered a beginner rank 9. Kid, I have high hopes for you. Old Manly teased. As for whether Fang Ping could kill the other, Old Manly did not care. How many years would it take for Fang Ping to reach rank 9? 10 years? 20 years? 30 years? It was hard to say. The 3 middle ranks were a hurdle. The 3 higher ranks were an even bigger hurdle. Even stepping into rank 7 was not something that could be done in a day. After a few decades, would the Skygate City's City Lords still be alive? Would Earth still exist? Who knew? It was not impossible for Lu Fengri to say that she was taking care of Fang Ping. Maybe she was also holding on to some insignificant extravagant hope. Fang Ping, whose mentality was higher than the average person, might become a Grandmaster very quickly? But this hope was too low, so low that Lu Fengri herself did not believe it. Fang Ping was a little dazed. I accepted the mission. I think I can reach rank 9 soon too. Doesn't that mean I've lost big again? Fang Ping felt that it was inevitable for him to enter rank 9. The heavens wanted him to save the world. His considerations now were different from others. It was not whether he could enter rank 9, but after he entered rank 9, Lu Fengri would spend 1,000 credits to hire a rank 9 powerhouse. She would make a huge profit. You have sharp eyes. I'm impressed. You have such foresight to invest in me in advance. I can't help but admire you. Fan Ping was full of admiration. He felt that his instructor had sharp eyes. He could actually see that he was about to enter rank 9 soon. Old Manly glanced at him, his old face twitching slightly. Where did this kid get such thick skin? Rank 9. Did he think he was yours just because he opened his mouth? Get lost if you don't have anything to say. Oh right, if you meet him before rank 9, you're dead meat. Pray that you're not that unlucky. Fan Ping asked curiously. Then you said that he's your enemy. What does it matter to you? Could it be that you're... Fan Ping was shocked. Could it be that Old Manly was once a rank 9 super powerhouse, but he was seriously injured in a battle with the other party? He imagined many scenes. Some were tragic, some were Old Manly roaring at the sky after he was defeated. Hee, thinking that I'm a rank 9? Old Manly said playfully. If I'm a rank 9, even if I'm crippled, the Vice-Chancellor and the others will treat me like a treasure. Let me waste my time here with you brats. Idiot! Old Manly's tone changed, and he said self-deprecatingly. But I'm almost there. I'm so close to entering rank 9, peak rank 8. Fan Ping exclaimed again. Peak rank 6. I'm so close. Old Manly sighed. I'm so close to becoming a Grandmaster. If I become a Grandmaster, I think I can break through to rank 9 quickly. Don't you think I'm so close? It's a pity that I didn't become a Grandmaster. This time, Old Manly was not joking. He really felt a little regretful. As for what he said earlier, it might not be a joke. Becoming a Grandmaster was a barrier. To break this barrier, even a rank 9 might not be impossible. It was a pity that he had been stuck at peak rank 6 for many years. He had long lost his will to fight. Here, he was really retiring. Peak rank 6. Fan Ping breathed a sigh of relief, but he also felt a little regretful. He comforted. Instructor, maybe one day when you awaken, you'll become a Grandmaster. Nonsense! Old Manly laughed. Do you think Grandmasters are cabbages? If I really become a Grandmaster, I'll live for a few more decades. I'll be hot-blooded for once and kill them all. I wish I could be a teenager. If I was a Grandmaster in the past, I wouldn't. Old Manly was slightly agitated. He suddenly waved his hand and said, Get lost. Don't bother me. Fan Ping saw that he was not in a good mood. He did not waste any more words and left quickly. After he left, Old Manly sighed. I'm old. I'm really old. I'll live for a while longer. It's time to enter the catacombs. At this age, he had not entered the catacombs for a long time. Suddenly entering the catacombs had a completely different meaning. Chapter 203. Rank 9 Martial Artist. After leaving the logistics department, Fan Ping sighed. As smart as he was, he reacted quickly. The mission of delivering the letter was not as simple as it seemed. Thoughts aside, he still had to complete the mission. If Fan Ping dared not to complete the mission after getting the 1,000 credits, Lu Fengru would show him why flowers were red. The rank 9 Skygate City Lord was fine. Lu Fengru had said that he would only do that after he became stronger. Delivering a letter, however, was not a difficult task. After the evening classes, Fan Ping pulled Fu Changdeng aside and smiled. Accompany me to the southern area. Southern area for what? To deliver a letter. It's so late at night? I can't contact the catacombs. The letter is urgent. Let's wait and see. It's either tonight or tomorrow. Are you coming? Sure. I'll ask you how you cultivate. Fu Changdeng agreed readily. Zhao Lei, who was beside him, was tempted, but he could not speak. Fan Ping's eyes were sharp. He smiled and said, Zhao Lei together? Zhao Lei wanted to refuse, but he could not. Zhao Lei also felt that Fan Ping could cultivate to rank 3 in such a short time not simply because of talent. Fan Ping must have something unique about him. It would be good to learn from other people's experience. On the way, Fu Changding asked, I feel like I've been slowing down recently. Fa Ping, when you cultivate, do you not feel like you're stuck in a bottleneck? Yes, many times. How did you solve it? Fan Ping smiled. Actually, it's very simple. The instructors all know, but they usually don't tell us. Why? Zhao Lei was puzzled. The instructors would not keep it to themselves. His father did not say anything either. How should I put it? The instructors hope that we can progress step by step and consider the cost-effectiveness issue. Fan Ping smiled and explained. Actually, the reason why I cultivate so fast in rank 2 is related to my rapid body honing progress. Body honing? Yes. Fan Ping nodded. The honing of human bones is actually called bone honing. However, during the bone honing process, we are constantly nourishing our body and meridians. Everyone should know this. Both of them nodded. Fan Ping continued. However, all of these consume vitality. It takes time and slows down the bone honing process. Actually, we can separate the bone honing process. Tempering the body first, then the bones. No, it should be said that they are done at the same time. Your qi and blood will temper your bones, and your body will be tempered by pills. This way, your speed will increase. Of course, there is a limit to how fast you can go. What do you mean? Burning money. Fan Ping grinned. I'll burn through a lot of money. I'll melt body honing pills every day and bathe in them. I guarantee that I'll be faster than I am now. The two of them instantly fell silent. What a joke! Right now, the vitality pills and bone tempering pills were already too much for them to make ends meet. How much money would they need to spend to temper their bodies alone? Fan Ping continued. Actually, I've asked Instructor Li about it. Other than that, there's another way. Enter the vitality pool. Although the vitality pool was said to be effective for martial artists of the 3 middle ranks, in reality, martial artists of the 3 lower ranks could also use it. It was just that the price-performance ratio was not high. If you cultivate in the vitality pool, it will be more effective than the energy room. The recovery speed is fast, and the replenishment speed is fast. Qi and blood are almost endless. If you're willing, you can stuff a body tempering pill into the qi and blood pool and take a bone tempering pill. Cultivating for an hour is equivalent to cultivating for a day. Both of them were speechless again. The cost of the vitality pool was even higher than the energy room. 30 credits per hour. Including a bone tempering pill, rank 2 would still cost 30 credits. What about the bone tempering pill? It was still 30 credits. One round of cultivation would cost 90 credits. They did not need to take vitality pills. If they continued cultivating like this, they might be able to achieve peak rank 2 in a month. What was the price? 2,700 credits. 81 million yuan. Saving 2 to 3 months of time to achieve peak rank 2 from middle stage rank 2 would cost at least 50 million. Was it worth it? The instructors did not recommend this method. Their parents did not recommend it either. Lu Fengru recommended Zhao Xuemei, but it was not as extravagant as Fan Ping claimed. The key was that Zhao Xuemei was not twice honed, so her cultivation speed was even slower. Fu Changding calculated for a while and mumbled. This cost is too much. Is this how you do it? More or less. Fan Ping laughed. It was really more or less the same. His system had enough wealth. The effect was better than the vitality pool. No wonder. Fu Changding's expression was complicated. He said faintly, I'll believe you if you say you're poor next time, but you're poor for a reason. Even martial artists with a net worth of tens of billions would be reluctant to use such a money-burning cultivation method. Rank 2 would burn almost 100 million in a month. What about rank 3? It would at least double. Moreover, rank 3 cultivation would take longer. It might take a few months or even half a year. By the time they became peak rank 3 martial artists, it would be normal to spend 1 billion. No one in the 3 lower ranks would spend money like this, Unless they really had a lot of money to burn, otherwise, no one would do such a thing. As they spoke, the three of them arrived at the tunnel entrance deep in the southern area. The three of them did not go in. At the entrance, there were soldiers with guns on guard. There were also martial artists stationed inside, who were more terrifying than the armed soldiers outside. To Fan Ping and the others, their speed was extremely fast. They might not even be able to hit them if they were to shoot from anywhere. However, if they encountered martial artists who were stronger than them, they would not be able to escape. The tunnel entrance was very quiet. Fan Ping did not waste any time. He took up his stance and started cultivating. As he did so, Fan Ping said, "Reaching the elevated stance in pole standing is already the limit of the lower three ranks. I heard from my instructor once that pole standing is only the foundation. At the middle three ranks, pole standing will be divided into two branches. Pole standing is actually a combination of bodybuilding cultivation methods and stepping techniques. At the middle three ranks, they will be completely separated. Some people choose to cultivate bodybuilding cultivation methods to build the foundation for cultivating their vital organs. Some people choose to cultivate stepping techniques, but not what we are doing now. It's the flight step after the elevated stance. Have you ever seen a martial artist in the middle three ranks who can fly?" Fu Changding laughed. "You're really daring. I've seen martial artists who cultivated the flight step. Or rather, the midair step is not considered flight step. It's just like how you can midair step for a short period of time now. Martial artists in the middle three ranks can last a little longer. Also, their speed, adaptability, and height will all improve. I've seen a rank 5 powerhouse walk 100 meters in midair step, hovering almost 10 meters in the air. At that time, I was shocked. This kind of martial artist is a true immortal, dancing with immortals. Even if this rank 5 powerhouse fell rapidly after 100 meters, it would still be an incredible feat. However, many powerhouses think that switching from pole standing to flight step instead of bodybuilding methods is just a facade. When you reach Grandmaster, you can achieve flight step even if you don't cultivate flight step. Martial artists in the middle three ranks who think they can achieve Grandmaster will choose to cultivate bodybuilding methods at this time to speed up their cultivation progress and enter Grandmaster. Fan Ping pondered for a moment. "I've asked before. Teacher said that one shouldn't bite off more than one can chew. Are there powerhouses in the middle three ranks who have outstanding performance in both aspects?" Zhao Lei interrupted. "Yes, but they are all rank 6 martial artists, and most of them are peak rank 6. Many of these powerhouses are stuck at rank 6. Grandmaster is a very big barrier. Most rank 6 powerhouses may not be able to enter Grandmaster for the rest of their lives. At this time, they were unable to improve their grade, so they worked hard in other areas. Some peak rank 6 martial artists were extremely strong. In fact, peak rank 6 was also a huge leap. Peak rank 6 and peak rank 6 are completely different." Fan Ping pondered for a moment and said, "Have you guys realized that there's no ranking list for rank 6? Fu Changding smiled. "That's normal." 10 peak rank 6. 8 of them are in the catacombs, undergoing life and death isolation. Fu Changding's tone was slightly solemn as he said, "We can't stay in the catacombs for long. It's extremely dangerous. Everyone knows this. Even Grandmasters won't stay in the catacombs for long." Peak rank 6 martial artists, on the other hand, were mostly inside the catacombs in search of breakthrough opportunities. You wouldn't even know if he was dead or alive. Perhaps in the next moment, he would walk out of the catacombs as a Grandmaster. Perhaps he would never be able to walk out of it. This group of people did not care about fame and fortune. At this time, no matter how famous they were, no matter how much money they had, no matter how many pills they had, none of them were of much use. Becoming a Grandmaster did not depend on these things, but something else. That's why there's no ranking for rank 6 because it's meaningless. You have no idea how many peak master martial artists are still alive. There were very few peak rank 6 martial artists in society, even in martial arts universities. In MC Mayu, Fan Ping knew a few rank 6 martial artists. Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, and Old Man Li were peak rank 6. Others like Luo Yichuan and Su Jianzhou were not at peak. The instructors of the other years were mostly the same. There were less than 10 peak rank 6 martial artists in MC Mayu. This was for sure. In fact, Tang Feng was the only peak rank 6 instructor in the freshman cohort. Lu Fengru joined later, and Old Man Li did not teach at all. Perhaps, if one were to really calculate, there would not be more than 5 peak rank 6 martial artists in MC Mayu. This was MC Mayu. In other martial arts universities, other than CC Mayu, there were almost no peak rank 6 martial artists. The three of them chatted until past 11 o'clock. Fan Ping saw that no one had come out yet, so he was ready to leave. Just as he was about to leave, the door of the tunnel opened suddenly. Very soon, someone walked out. Lu Fengru's judgment was obviously accurate. The other party would come out in 1 or 2 days. Moreover, MC Mayu's tunnel entrance was rarely used. Once Fan Ping saw that someone had come out, he quickly fished out the letter and glanced between Fu Changding and Zhao Lei. He remembered that Fu Changding had not been beaten up for a long time and that he had even entered his little ledger a few times. Thinking of this, Fan Ping stuffed the letter into Fu Changding's hands and said quickly, "It's my instructor's father. I'm a little scared. Help me give it to him. Also, ask him if his daughter misses him and asked him to accompany her." Fu Changding was dumbfounded. Lu Fengru's father? Why did Fan Ping want to give it to him himself? Fu Changding saw Fan Ping looking at him encouragingly, and was a little speechless. However, this was MCMAU, so Fu Changding did not think too much about it. Very soon, a martial artist, who might or might not be an old man, walked toward them. The reason why he said he did not know was because the other party had snow-white hair, but his face was not old. He looked a little like a non-mainstream uncle, but his white hair made him look quite handsome. Fu Changding did not know how to address him. He hesitated for a moment before saying, "Instructor, a letter for you." The white-haired man glanced at him and took the letter without saying a word. "That? Instructor Lu misses you." The man was stunned for a moment. Suddenly his face broke into a smile. "These are her exact words?" Fu Changding did not know. He turned his head to look at Fan Ping. Fan Ping saw that the white-haired man's smile was quite gentle. Fu Changding was fine, so he took a step forward and said with a smile, "These are the instructor's exact words. She said that your daughter misses you and wants you to accompany her." "You old man." Just as he was about to say a few words of flattery, the man's expression suddenly changed. He snorted softly and raised his leg. While Fu Changding and Zhao Lei were still in a daze, Fan Ping disappeared. Fu Changding swallowed. His throat was dry as he said dryly, "Tay. Instructor, it's okay. He's Lu Fengru's student." That Fan Ping?" "Yes, that's Fan Ping." The man nodded slightly and did not say anything else. He disappeared in the blink of an eye. After he left, Fu Changding suddenly asked, "What's going on?" He was still in a daze. The white-haired old handsome man had been smiling amiably at him earlier, but when he met Fan Ping, he was sent flying with a kick. How many people hated Fan Ping? Zhao Lei said faintly. "That's probably what Fan Ping was thinking when he asked you to deliver the letter." Fu Changding reacted too. He sneered and said, "Serves him right. He let this bastard scheme against him. In the end, he reaped what he sowed." The more Fu Changding thought about it, the more he wanted to laugh. What was this? Fan Ping probably sensed that something was wrong, so he used him as a scapegoat. Who knew that the result would be the same? Fu Changding was fine, but Fan Ping was gone. Both of them looked at each other. Zhao Lei coughed dryly. "Do we need to look for him?" "Look for my ass. Who knows where he's lying?" Both of them guessed correctly. Fan Ping was currently lying on the rooftop of a building not far away. Fan Ping was too lazy to get up. He was lying on the rooftop, thinking about a very important question. What did he say wrong? Fu Changding was fine. What was this? The old handsome man took pity on the young handsome man? Was he purposely bullying him? This isn't fair, Fang Ping mumbled gloomily. Then, he mumbled, "Who is this white-haired old man?" This was the second time Fang Ping had been sent flying by someone. Old Manly had casually flung him, and he had been sent flying. Old Manly had only flung him 10 to 20 meters away, but the white-haired old man had sent him flying more than 100 meters away. Moreover, Fang Ping did not feel much pain when he fell from such a distance. The old man's control of his strength was extraordinary. Could it be a Grandmaster powerhouse? Fang Ping had some guesses in his mind. He mumbled, "The Grandmaster behind instructor? My biggest backer? A Grandmaster powerhouse." Chapter 204. Huff! Panting heavily, Fang Ping finally caught up to the white-haired old handsome man. He walked at an extraordinary speed. Even a rank 3 martial artist like him could barely keep up. The man had naturally sensed Fang Ping's pursuit. When he felt Fang Ping following him, the man turned his head and said playfully, "You still want to experience the feeling of flying?" Fang Ping smiled and said, "I'll experience this after I become a Grandmaster. Instructor, where are you going now? I'll send you off." "You?" The man smiled and said lightly, "Tell me, what do you want to do?" "Of course not. Look at what you're saying." Fang Ping denied it immediately. Then he probed, "Instructor, you and my instructor, Lu Fengren, never mentioned me?" The man smiled faintly as he walked. "But that's normal. What about you? I think I heard someone say that you want to get some benefits from me?" The man smiled playfully and shook his head. "Don't think it's that easy. There's no free lunch in the world." The man talked as he walked. Fang Ping said firmly, "Instructor, you've misunderstood me. I'm just looking at my instructor." When he took out this letter, he wanted to say something but stopped himself. He looked lost. "He's completely different from the instructor I remember. Instructor treats me like a son. As his student, I should return the favor and help him solve his problems. Ha ha ha, interesting." The white-haired man laughed. He turned his head to look at Fang Ping and said, "You've got guts. Kid, cultivating properly is the right path. Don't ponder over these things all day long. These are still the tricks I played in the past." After saying that, the man's figure flashed and disappeared before Fang Ping's eyes. Fang Ping sighed. It was a pity that he did not get any benefits. Fang Ping was actually curious about the man's identity, and had some guesses. He did not dare ask Lu Fengru, though. He did not meet the man again. 2 days later, Fu Changding mysteriously said that he had found some news. Dormitory building. Fu Changding knocked on Fang Ping's door and snuck in like a thief. He whispered, "Big discovery. Don't be so mysterious. Just say it." These 2 days, Fang Ping continued to maintain his vitality and bone honing. When he was free, he would practice his combat techniques. He was preparing for the next month's rapid advancement. He did not have the time to listen to Fu Changding's nonsense. "Didn't you get beaten up last time? What are you talking about? Why don't I remember? TSK. Fu Changding had a look of disdain on his face. Then, he grinned and said, "What a great discovery. There are too many secrets in the martial arts circle. Newbies like us should be more careful next time, lest we die without knowing why. Do you know who the white-haired teacher was that night?" "Who?" "Snake King." "Who?" Fang Ping looked surprised. Fu Changding was speechless. "Haven't you seen the Grandmaster ranking?" Ranked 47th, Snake King Wu Quishan, Grandmaster, Upper Stage Rank 8. Vice Principal? Fang Ping was stunned for a moment. He asked, "Are you talking about MC Mayu's Vice Chancellor, Wu Quishan?" As for Snake King, it was just a title. It didn't sound like much, but it was worthy of the word. King. This was the symbol of strength. When the day came when Big Lion became Lion King, Fan Ping would not dare to provoke him anymore. He was afraid of death. Yes, that's him. Fu Changding grinned. Vice-Chancellor Wu has played a big part in MC Meiyu's ability to be mentioned in the same breath as CC Meiyu. CC Meiyu's Vice-Chancellor is ranked 36th in the Grand Master ranking. Our Vice-Chancellor is ranked 41st, but our Vice-Chancellor Wu is also ranked within the top 50, 47th. This is the source of MC Meiyu's confidence. Our university has 2 Grand Masters in the top 50. The Grand Masters in the Grand Master ranking were all important figures in Sino Nation. And those in the top 50 were the giants among giants. MC Meiyu was actually just a martial arts university under the Ministry of Education. Even if it was a famous school, logically speaking, it was not easy for the Vice-Chancellor to be ranked among the top 50 giants in Sino Nation. MC Meiyu had another powerhouse who was also in the list. The central government, the military department, the House of Guardians, the Department of Investigation Services, the Ministry of Education, the business world, sex, martial arts universities, with so many forces, which of them did not have giants? MC Meiyu had 2 top-notch giants. This was the source of their confidence. It's actually him. Everyone had only heard of this Vice-Chancellor. They had never seen him in person. It was said that he rarely appeared in school. Most of the time, he was running around in the outside world. He was either in the catacombs, capital city, or overseas. He was rarely in school. Fan Ping and the others had been in school for almost a year, but they had never seen this person. The Vice-Chancellor was the same. They rarely saw him. The Grand Master they had seen the most was the Dean of the School of Weaponry, Wan Jing. Currently, MC Meiyu had 4 Grand Masters in public. They were the old Vice-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor Wu Quishan, and the Dean of the School of Weaponry, Wan Jing. The last one was an old Grand Master who had always been in charge of MC Meiyu's southern area. He did not hold a leadership position. The latter 2 were both rank 7 Grand Masters. Wu Quishan's strength was publicly announced as peak rank 7. However, not long after Fan Ping and the others entered school, this Vice-Chancellor suddenly became an upper stage rank 8. No one knew if he had hidden his strength in the past or if he suddenly had a breakthrough. Fan Ping really did not understand this person. You didn't expect this, did you? Fu Changding grinned. There's something even more surprising. Damn you, you lied to me and said that you're Instructor Lu's father. Do you believe that I won't tell Instructor Lu and ask her to hack you alive? Vice-Chancellor Wu didn't take it too seriously last time. Otherwise, he would have hacked me alive. He did not completely convey Fan Ping's words. He said that his daughter missed him. At that time, he subconsciously put Lu's finger in the shoes of Wu Quishan's daughter and directly said Instructor Lu. This was also the reason why he was safe and sound. Otherwise, he would have died a worse death than Fan Ping. Wu Quishan did not think of this at that time. Fu Changding thought about it and felt a lingering fear. What father? Vice-Chancellor Wu is Instructor Lu's husband. What? Fan Ping was dumbfounded. Was that so? Before this, he actually had such a guess, but he did not dare to confirm it. He did not expect it to be true. Yes, it's absolutely true, Fu Changding said softly. This is what my dad said. Actually, all the older generation martial artists know about this. It's just that now, there aren't many people who talk about this. Instructor Lu and Vice-Chancellor Wu treat each other like enemies now. Of course, don't take it seriously. If you really bully Instructor Lu, Vice-Chancellor Wu will immediately appear. I heard that the Grand Master from East Lake vomited 3 liters of blood during the night raid. TSK, so domineering. Fan Wenxiang's grandfather? I think so. Fan Ping listened with great interest. There was so much gossip. Then what's going on with my instructor and Vice-Chancellor Wu now? It's a long story, then make it short. Fu Changding rolled his eyes. After thinking for a while, he said, Actually, it's a matter of adulthood. It's been about 10 years. Instructor Lu and Vice Chancellor Wu had a daughter, an only child. They doted on her a lot. Instructor Lu was rank 5 back then. Vice Chancellor Wu had already entered Grand Master. At that time, it was amazing. Vice Chancellor Wu was not even 50 years old yet. He had the potential to become a Grand Master. Instructor Lu also had the potential to become a Grand Master. Think about it, with their abilities, how much they doted on their daughter. To put it bluntly, the current Qin Yunxi could not even compare to them. Qin Yunxi's grandfather was a Grand Master, but her parents were not. Moreover, there were others in the Qin family. She was not the only one. Vice Chancellor Wu's daughter was truly the only one. In the end, perhaps because he spoiled her too much, Vice Chancellor Wu was also too confident. When he went out to the catacombs for a mission, he brought his daughter into the catacombs. In the end, they ran into trouble in the catacombs. Vice Chancellor Wu was entangled by a strong enemy. I heard that Vice Chancellor Wu watched helplessly as his daughter was beaten to death by a catacombs powerhouse. Anyway, that's more or less what happened. My dad didn't explain it clearly. Skygate City's city lord had just entered rank 9. It was not that no one in Sino Nation could kill him. However, if he was killed, Skygate City would be in danger. The 12 cities and Magic City's catacombs behind them would probably be in trouble. All these years, it was not easy to maintain the current situation with Skygate City. Once Skygate City, their main opponent, was replaced by a city behind them, then, there would really be big trouble. Are they afraid that she will break through to Grandmaster and seek revenge? A rank 7 Grandmaster is obviously not enough, but if the instructor makes a move, will Vice Chancellor Wu and her father just watch her die? If 3 high Grandmasters join forces, they will either kill the other or die at the other's hands. Either way, it's not a good thing. Fang Ping muttered in his heart. If the other was killed, there would be trouble. If 3 high Grandmasters died, then Sino Nation would not be able to bear such a loss. Therefore, the best solution was for Lu Fengru to not break through. If she did not break through, Vice Chancellor Wu and her father would be much calmer than she was, and they would also consider the changes in the overall situation. Lu Fengru might not necessarily consider the overall situation. She might have wanted to take revenge for the death of her daughter for a long time. I didn't expect there to be so many inside stories. Fang Ping sighed and then said with a sigh, if that senior of mine was still alive, that would be amazing. 3 Grandmasters in one sect? With this backing, even an aspiring martial artist can beat up a group of middle-ranked martial artists. Looks like I'll have to curry favor with this instructor in the future. Should I call her godmother? Fang Ping muttered to himself. Fu Changding's face turned green. Can't you have some integrity? Seeing that Fang Ping was still muttering, Fu Changding warned. Don't mention this to your instructor. It's almost a taboo now. Even if you're beaten to death, no one will seek justice for you. Don't ever mention that I said it. I'm afraid of dying. Am I that stupid? Fang Ping rolled his eyes. Lu Fengru never mentioned this, and obviously, she did not want others to mention it. Saying this in front of her made Lu Fengru go crazy. Even 100 Fang Pings would not be enough for her to chop. Fu Changding's gossip always came faster and more than Fang Ping's. At the end of April, when Fang Ping was cultivating wholeheartedly, he would occasionally get some news about the circle from Fu Changding. For example, a certain big shot in the business world had broken through to Grand Master this month. For example, a certain governor had advanced in the Grand Master ranking. For example, a superstar had suddenly died of illness not long ago. What a joke. That superstar had the strength of rank 4. How could he have died of illness? He had died while doing a compulsory mission in the catacombs. Chapter 205. Logistics Department. Fang Ping had been sitting at the exchange counter for a long time. Old Manly dozed off and did not bother with him anymore. Fang Ping stared at the exchange list in front of him. After a long time, he made up his mind. Instructor, I want this. Old Manly glanced at it. He looked at him strangely and said slowly, Are you sure? I'm sure. Why do you want this? Old Manly was still puzzled. He looked at him for a while and said, This is a rank 5 pill. If you didn't come here often, it wouldn't be on the exchange list. It's not for students. It's mainly for instructors. I want this. Fan Ping's face was full of certainty. He said painfully, I heard that the bodybuilding pill is specially prepared for the 3 middle ranks powerhouses to hone their bodies. It's a transformation from the inside out. The effects are amazing. Even the internal organs can be honed. Instructor, the effects aren't fake, right? Of course not. Old Manly looked at him and thought for a while. The 3 middle ranks martial artists hone their internal organs. You can say that this stage is to forge the human body into a golden one. Peak rank 6 martial artists have almost no physical weakness other than their heads. As he spoke, Old Manly picked up the alloy dagger on the table and stabbed it into his hand a few times. The sound of metal cutting could be heard. Kid, do you see that? Honestly, I'm lying here now. You can hack me all you want. Don't hack my head. If you hack me to death, you'll be the best. Fan Ping's face darkened. He said gloomily, Instructor, I'm not here to watch you show off. I just want to exchange a few pills and ask about their effects. What are you saying? Old Manly said unhappily. Am I not showing you the results? The bodybuilding pill has a certain effect on the transformation of the human body, but it's not the main effect. I'm just telling you not to waste it. With your current situation, the bodybuilding pill will at most slightly increase your body's strength. The transformation of the internal organs, on the other hand, is full of danger. You might not be able to withstand such a powerful transformation. Instructor, do you think my body can withstand the progress of a middle stage rank 3 bone honing if I consume a bodybuilding pill now? Old Manly did not say anything. He reached out and patted Fan Ping's body a few times. He thought for a while and said, If you really want to try, you can try. 3 bodybuilding pills should be enough. However, the first time was more dangerous as the medicinal effect was very strong. Also, 200 credits for one. Are you sure you want to spend 600 credits on this? Just to let the body bear the honing progress of middle stage rank 3 in advance? Do you still have the face to tell me how poor your family is next time? Fan Ping was helpless. He sighed and said, Teacher, my improvement is too slow. When will I be able to cultivate to the middle 3 ranks, or even the upper 3 ranks? I also want to take it slow and save as much as I can. This won't do. If I'm any slower, I'll be left behind. There's someone stronger than you in your first year? I'm not talking about a freshman. I'm talking about someone else. Old Manly could not help but laugh. He pondered for a moment and said, Then you'll need to redeem at least 3 rank 3 viscera shielding pills. 1 pill costs 90 credits, so 3 pills cost 270 credits. Every time, he would first take the viscera shielding pill before taking the body forging pill. This way, your internal organs won't suffer too much impact, and it's safer and more effective. That's a total of 870 credits. After 3 rounds, the physical strengthening will be complete. It'll be more than enough to withstand your middle stage rank 3 strength. 870 credits. Fan Ping mumbled. There was no way he could go on like this. I just want to cultivate to middle stage rank 3 in advance. It's so expensive, and this doesn't even include the cost of honing. It's faster than robbing. Old Manly laughed. That's why I'm advising you not to rush. Take it slow. Actually, it's already extremely difficult for you to cultivate to rank 3 now. No, I can't go any slower. I heard that Qin Feng Qing is trying to break through to rank 4, and Xia Lei is about to enter peak rank 3. Teacher, I have to cultivate to peak rank 3 as soon as possible. Only then will I have time to deepen my cultivation of combat techniques. Otherwise, I won't have the heart to care about anything else. I'll change it. Teacher, I don't have any credits, and I'll have to spend money. You can give me a discount. I really don't have much money now. Old Manly sneered. Body honing pills aren't body honing pills. Body honing pills are sluggish, but body honing pills are a bestseller for martial artists in the 3 ranks. Plus 3 rank 3 viscera shielding pills, I'll give you 25 million. This old man is opening the back door for you again. 250? Fan Ping hesitated. He was about to speak when Old Manly yawned and said, Don't talk. If you don't go out, I'll buy it. Fan Ping gritted his teeth and bought it. Achieving middle stage rank 3 in 3 days was enough for the assessment. He still had more than 45 million in cash on hand, which was enough for the time being. After achieving middle stage, he would rest for a few days before attempting to break through to upper stage. Once he achieved upper stage rank 3, he would temporarily put aside his cultivation and focus on combat techniques. He would strive to become a true combat powerhouse before entering the catacombs. Old Manly cut to the chase and gave Fan Ping 3 rank 3 viscera shielding pills. As for the body honing pills, he sent someone to the southern area to get them. They were not available here. After more than 10 minutes, Fan Ping received the pills. Everything I've done is for myself and for my family. The pain I've endured today is more worth it than crying helplessly in the future. Fan Ping did not know how much time had passed. When the pain faded, he collapsed and lay on the ground, panting heavily. The catacombs, Nanjiang family. Fan Ping muttered softly. Panting, he chuckled. Yes, I just hope to have the ability to protect myself before the catacombs invade. Don't think too highly of yourself and think too highly of yourself. That's why I still have to cultivate. I still have to fight for everything that I have to. 3 days later. May 3rd. It's done! Fan Ping's face was slightly pale, but he was extremely excited. April. A month of nourishment allowed him to smooth out some of the flaws in the rapid advancement of rank 1 and 2. May. In 3 days, Fan Ping stepped into middle stage rank 3 in May. Wealth, 17. 5 million vitality, 500 calories, 820 calories, mentality, 450 Hz, 499 Hz, bone honing, 151 bones, 90%, 55 bones, 30%. My vitality has exceeded 800 calories. My sternum and ribs have been honed. I'm only left with 26 vertebrae and 29 skulls to hone. Fan Ping moved his body. All the bones in his body made a crisp, crackling sound. I still have 5 million wealth points and 20 million in cash. If I use them sparingly, with the school's subsequent rewards, reaching upper stage rank 3 shouldn't be a problem, right? Fan Ping was not too sure. He now realized that expectations were expectations, and reality was reality. Sometimes, money and wealth points were spent faster than he imagined. He picked up the Feng's widow beside him and waved it a few times. Fan Ping felt that it was not very smooth. This was also a side effect of rapid bone honing. After resting for a while, he took a shower and changed his clothes. Fan Ping looked at the time and walked out. Teaching block. Tang Feng glanced at Fan Ping, who had just arrived, and frowned slightly. What was wrong with this kid? He had improved so quickly these few days. Without saying anything, Tang Feng said, The itinerary has been decided. The location of the assessment this time. Nanjiang. Fan Ping's eyes moved slightly. Nanjiang? This assessment is not just a simple assessment. It's a large-scale mission. Not only ours, but also Capital City Martial Arts University and many other martial arts universities will participate. This time, it's a joint mission. Following Tang Feng's narration, everyone gradually understood the contents of the assessment. Nanjiang had probably already been confirmed as the opening location of the next catacombs entrance. Currently, many evil sect martial artists had gathered in Nanjiang. According to the judgment of the higher-ups, these evil sect martial artists might be trying to open the entrance when the new entrance was opened, allowing the catacombs creatures to invade. When the new entrance was opened, there would also be a large number of powerhouses gathering in the catacombs. As the opening location of the new entrance, Nanjiang does not have the advantages of other entrances. It lacks the necessary coping experience and a large number of martial artists who have experienced war. The other areas will come to help, and the central government will also deploy troops to guard the new entrance. However, it's the first opening, and it's temporarily impossible to determine the specific location. How the troops will be stationed, and where the main force of the martial artists will defend are all problems. The opening of the entrance is very fast. Even if they are all in Nanjiang, if the distance between the stations is too far, it will take some time to transport the troops. The evil sect martial artists' goal is very simple. They want to take advantage of this time to try and open the entrance. Tang Feng said coldly. These people are completely crazy now. These years, as the government's strength has grown, their chances have become smaller and smaller. Now they are also struggling on their deathbed. This time, a large number of evil sect higher-ups have begun to gather in Nanjiang. The government will not sit idly by and watch them cause trouble. A bunch of jumping clowns trying to fish in troubled waters during the chaos. Wishful thinking. The government will not wait until the catacombs entrance is really open before carrying out the purge. Therefore, the purge operation begins now. As for our respective martial arts universities, this time, you are responsible for purging a large-scale gathering point. Remember, regardless of age, kill without mercy. The number of martial artists you kill individually and the number of martial arts universities kill as a group will be the standard for your assessment. This time, it's not just about individual bravery. The formation of the troops and the timing of the battle are all very important. Whether you want to join the battle at the first instance is also up to you to decide. This is considered a team battle assessment mission, not just about individual bravery. Remember, of course, if you think that you can sweep the stronghold alone, that's your ability. But if you want to sweep the stronghold alone as a group of rank 2 and 3 martial artists, I'm afraid the chances of you courting death are much higher. Tang Feng spoke for a while. When Fan Ping was done, he opened his mouth to ask, wouldn't it be more efficient to let the army carry firearms and fight in such a large-scale gathering point? Tang Feng shook his head and said, right now, we're training the troops. Training Nanjiang's troops. Do you understand what I mean? You mean yes. In the future, it will be very difficult to transfer the troops for the catacombs entrance from all over the place. At most, we'll just send some middle and high-level leaders. As for the basic forces, most of them will be recruits. This time, we'll use this opportunity to let the recruits get used to the cold weapons combat mode, including you guys. These evil sect martial artists are also a good choice. Compared to the catacombs creatures, the evil sect martial artists are not organized and their combat strength is not strong. They are the most suitable test subjects. More people will definitely die. However, the more people who die now, the fewer people who will die in the future. Fan Ping nodded slightly and said, the evil sect doesn't know about such a large-scale operation of ours? They know. Tang Feng said indifferently. This time, we're inviting them into the trap. We've already discovered the evil sect gathering. We've purposely let the various armies and martial artists encircle and annihilate them so that they will unknowingly gather in one place. The goal is to conduct a large-scale training. Although it's to train the recruits, there are already 9 grandmasters sealing off the battlefield in Nanjiang. There's also a modern high-tech combat army on standby at the periphery. The other party will either choose not to fight the martial artists or choose to escape, and then be bombarded by countless cannons. What do you think they'll choose if they know this outcome? Then, what we're facing now is a bunch of trapped beasts. You can say that. So, you guys be careful. Since it's for training, an appropriate death rate is allowed and necessary. If the death rate does not exceed 30%, then the battlefield will always be your battlefield. 30%. Fan Ping's pupils shrank slightly. This death rate was too high. Tang Feng said coldly. If a 30% death rate can be achieved in a battlefield with low combat strength like the evil sect, then when you enter the catacombs, you'll have a 99% death rate. No one said anything else? Get ready, everyone. We'll depart tonight and meet up with the other teams. Fan Ping exhaled. It was time to return to Nanjiang again. However, it was different from the last time. Last time, it was to complete a mission and go home to take a look. This time, it was to participate in a large-scale battle between martial artists. The entrance to the catacombs is actually going to appear in Nanjiang. Fan Ping sighed softly. Nanjiang would probably be in chaos for a while in the next 2 years. The others left one after another. Fan Ping and the others also went back to make preparations. Pills, weapons, these things. They had to be prepared. At night, Fan Ping went to Villa number 8. Lu Fengru was not there. He did not know where she went. Chapter 206. Nanjiang. Singnan City. Although Nanjiang was located in the plains, it did not mean that there were no mountains. Sun Mountain was the large mountain range that traversed the Nanjiang River. Sun City was included within the range of this mountain range. The car slowly entered Sengnan City. In the car, Tang Feng said calmly, "These people are currently trapped in Sengnan City, backed by White Mountain. The stronghold you need to attack is located at the foot of White Mountain. It was originally a village, but it gradually became deserted. The villagers came out to work and settled down in the city. Only a few old people stayed behind." Someone frowned. "The old people, they were killed." A girl could not help but say, "Instructor, didn't you say that we had a plan to drive them to a certain place?" Tang Feng said calmly, "No matter how meticulous the plan is, it can't go according to plan. The original plan was not to drive them to this village, but to a completely deserted village halfway up the mountain. However, accidents happen. The plan didn't go according to our plan. An accident like this, to put it coldly, it's still within everyone's acceptable range." Everyone was speechless. Compared to the evil sect martial artists being trapped here, the death of a few old people seemed to be worth it. However, as the people being sacrificed, would they think it was worth it? Tang Feng changed the topic and quickly continued. "The village is located at the foot of the mountain. We've set up a defense line deep in the mountain and other entrances. However, there's no one nearby. This means that the other party can escape up the mountain at any time. The mountain terrain is more complicated. In the end, you may have to fight a jungle chase. Be careful. The terrain is complicated, and the environment is complicated. This means that the danger is greater." Fan Ping said, "How many people are in the village? Are they all martial artists?" "No, there are normal people. However, at this moment, whether they are normal people or martial artists, kill them all," Tang Feng said coldly. "Remember, don't leave anyone alive. Kill them all. As for the number of people, there are about 300. We don't know how many normal people there are." 300 people? Everyone was surprised. Yu Xianghua said, "Instructor, how many people are there from our martial arts universities?" MC Mayu 97, CC Mayu 80, and the 3 martial arts universities in Nanjiang 40. The other martial arts universities are mainly from the 3 southern provinces. Nanhu and Nans have about 60 people. That's close to 300 people. Yu Xianghua thought about it and said, "Our numbers are about the same as theirs. The weakest among us is a rank 2 martial artist. They even have normal people. Would such an experience really be so difficult?" But Tang Feng snorted lightly and said, "Don't look down on anyone. Otherwise, you all will die very quickly." Moreover, among these people, there might be a few rank 3 martial artists. As for the specifics, you'll have to find out for yourselves. Fan Ping interrupted. "Are there any martial artists in the 3 middle ranks?" "I don't know." Fan Ping was speechless. What was he talking about? "You don't know? In that case, there might be?" If a group of rank 2 martial artists and an individual rank 3 martial artist were up against martial artists of the 3 middle ranks, it would be extremely dangerous unless they threw their lives away. As they talked, the night grew darker and darker. At 1 o'clock in the morning, the vehicle stopped at a temporary military base in the suburbs of Tsengnan. MC Mayu's car had just arrived. Very soon, a few more cars stopped at the entrance. Fan Ping and the others got out of the car and looked in that direction with the light from the door. In the end, he saw a few familiar faces. From a distance, Fan Wenxiang glared at Fan Ping hatefully. Seeing this, Fan Ping stretched out his hand and rubbed his fingers, saying, "Pay me back." Fan Wenxiang's expression was dark, but he did not look at him anymore. Fan Ping curled his lips. This guy owed him a pill. Fan Ping remembered that he had swallowed a rank 1 vitality pill back then. Now that he was rank 3, his status had risen. At the very least, it was a rank 3 pill. Other than Fan Wenxiang, Han Su, Li Ran, Zhang Jingguang, and the other students who had participated in the championship were mostly here. It had been almost 4 months since the championship. Back then, they were all peak rank 1 martial artists. Now, almost all of them had entered rank 2, and some of them were not even beginners. Other than CC Mayu and MC Mayu who had just arrived, the martial arts university students from other places had arrived earlier. When Fan Ping and the others entered the base one after another, the other martial arts university students were also woken up. At this moment, some of them walked out of the barracks. As a result, Fan Ping received a lot of eye rolls. When the NMAU people saw him, they all looked indignant. "Sore losers, what are you looking at?" Fan Ping huffed in annoyance. What the hell were they looking at? He had won the martial arts competition. Was this also illegal? No one is a sore loser. As soon as he opened his mouth, someone from NMAU chimed in, saying angrily, "It's not that NMAU students have never lost, but you, Fan Ping, have gone too far and humiliated NMAU students." Fan Ping was speechless. Fu Changding snickered and said, "Who told you to pretend? If you want to fight, just fight. You don't have to talk big." Previously at NMAU, Fan Ping had almost made Lan Ke vomit blood in anger. The other martial artists did not even let anyone announce his name. This was one of the reasons why the NMAU students were indignant when they saw him. Of course, it was also because NMAU had not been having a good time recently. These rank 2 martial artists had been tormented to the point where they wished they were dead. Fan Ping did not bother to reply. He did not look at them anymore. Soon, everyone followed the instructors and military officers to a large tent that had been temporarily set up. Inside the tent, Tang Feng and the others discussed quietly with the base's military officers for a while. Soon someone said, "Don't waste time. Let the other martial arts university students wake up and gather." As soon as the words were spoken, there was no need to inform them one by one. A powerhouse roared, "Everyone, gather!" Fan Ping and the others were shocked. They could not help but dig their ears. Fan Ping laughed softly. Instructor Tang should be the one to shout that. Lion's roar is a necessary skill. Qin Yinchi suddenly pushed Fan Ping from behind. Fan Ping was a little surprised. He looked up and saw Tang Feng looking at him. Fan Ping was speechless. There were so many people talking. How could she hear that? Tang Feng didn't bother with him. Everyone was waiting, and soon, students walked in one after another. Seeing that the tent was full, someone tore it down and said loudly, "A group of martial artists. Why do we need tents for a meeting? We can just hold it in the open." After the tent was torn down, the place became much more spacious. Soon, the military officer who had been talking to Tang Feng stood up and said loudly, "Thank you, everyone, for coming to Nanjiang and helping us solve our problems. I think everyone knows about the mission this time. Your mission target is Boulder Village, which is 15 kilometers away from here. We won't make arrangements for how to wipe them out. According to your martial arts universities, you will make the arrangements yourself. Whether to move together or individually, it's up to you. We only have 3 requests for you. First, you must not attack your comrades. If you are discovered, you will be sent to the catacombs, or killed on the spot. Second, this place has been designated as a war zone. Now that everyone has entered this place, you can only move forward. You cannot retreat. We will set up a defense line in all directions. You must not cross the line. Third, the spoils of war will be handled together. During the battle, you are not allowed to collect the spoils of war privately. They will be handled after the battle and distributed according to work. Don't worry, the spoils of war are all yours. How much you get will depend on your performance. Don't let your own people stab each other in the back just for a few pills. If you are discovered, you will be dealt with severely. The military did not have many requirements for everyone. They did not even require the necessary discipline. As for the problem of the spoils of war, it was to prevent people from fighting before the enemy was completely killed. That would really be a motley crew. Having said that, Tang Feng also said, "This time, the instructors will not participate in the battle. We have other missions. I have told you your mission now. Next, this temporary base will be handed over to you. You will need to make your own decisions about everything. You are all rank 2 and 3 martial artists. You are no longer newbies, nor are you rookie martial artists in the martial arts world. Everyone is the elite of their respective schools. If we can't even eliminate a group of evil sect martial artists with a similar number of people, how can we talk about going down to the catacombs to fight against the catacombs creatures?" Tang Feng's words were straightforward, and his actions were also straightforward. After saying that, he looked at the other instructors and said, "Everyone, we can leave now." The instructors were straightforward, and the soldiers were also straightforward. In an instant, everyone was gone. A few minutes later, only a group of students were left, looking at each other. Obviously, everyone did not expect that this time it was all up to them. After a while, someone said, "Everyone, discuss how to fight, how to encircle and suppress. The other party doesn't have many people. Let's attack together, idiots. If you asked me, let's fight on our own. Martial artists are not soldiers. We haven't experienced large team battles. If we force ourselves to work together, we will only add to the chaos. If we don't act together, won't it be a mess?" Everyone discussed animatedly. Soon someone said loudly, "Everyone, the first thing we should do is not to think about other things. First, recognize people. Don't let our own people not know each other. In the end, if we find the wrong target, it will be easy for others to fish in troubled waters. We are all martial artists. We have less than 300 people. Everyone, introduce yourselves. That way, when we ask for help, we don't have to shout hey." Everyone burst out laughing. That was true. Soon, this person introduced himself. "My name is Yuchen, Capital City Martial Arts University, Peak Rank 2 Martial Artist. Zhoujian CCMAU, Peak Rank 2. Wang Dan CCMAU, Peak Rank 2. Hansu CCMAU, Peak Rank 2. On CCMAU's side, there were many Peak Rank 2 martial artists. There were even 5 Rank 3 martial artists, but they were all beginners. Hansu had also entered Peak Rank 2. This speed was also extremely shocking. This meant that in less than 4 months, this guy had honed more than 60 bones. Strictly speaking, it was less than 110 days. On average, he had honed 1 bone in less than 2 days. CCMAU had 80 people. 5 of them were Rank 3, 12 of them were Peak Rank 2, and the rest were martial artists above Middle Stage Rank 2. On MCMAU's side, there were 97 people. 4 of them were Rank 3 and 14 of them were Peak Rank 2. Among the rest, there were a few freshmen who had not entered Middle Stage Rank 2. MCMAU had 4 Rank 3s. Other than Fang Ping, Yu Xianghua, Chen Pengfei, and another junior had all broken through to Rank 3. Zhang Ziwei was still at Peak Rank 2. She had not broken through. On Nanjiang Martial Arts University's side, there was only 1 Rank 3 martial artist. It was Fang Ping's acquaintance, Gu Xiong. The other schools had a total of 5 rank 3 martial artists. The rest were rank 2. There were 15 rank 3 martial artists, and 274 rank 2 martial artists. There were 289 people in total. These were also the elite rank 2 students from the 3 southern provinces, CC Mayu and MC Mayu. As for those rank 3, most of them had just broken through not long ago. Other than CC Mayu's middle stage rank 3 martial artist, Fang Ping was the other one. However, Fang Ping did not say anything. The middle stage rank 3 martial artist from CC Mayu was called Zhao Yang. After the introductions were done, Zhao Yang looked at MC Mayu's side and said, "Everyone, what do you think next? This is an assessment for us. It's not just about martial strength, nor is it about how many people we kill. What the school wants to see is not just these. From now on, our every move will probably be watched by the martial arts universities. If we want to perform well, then we must show our value." Yu Xianghua continued, "Tell us what you think. My opinion is very simple. Right now, we have 15 rank 3 martial artists, and about 50 peak rank 2 martial artists. The 60 of us will form an assault team. We'll attack Boulder Village from the front. The others will surround the perimeter to prevent the evil sect martial artists from escaping." Yu Xianghua frowned. "What if the other party enters the mountain from the back?" "I think we should lure them into a battle of attrition, then take them down in one fell swoop. We shouldn't expose our full strength right from the start." Fang Ping yawned. He was a little speechless. "I say, the few of you, do you really think that we've won? You must be joking. The martial arts universities have organized so many students to come here for training, just to let us wipe them all out. If I'm not wrong, there's a high chance that there are rank 4 martial artists in Boulder Village. There might also be upper stage and peak rank 3 martial artists. You guys, what are you thinking? On the martial artist side, one powerhouse is equivalent to 100 weaklings. Don't think about targeting Boulder Village's powerhouses first. All you think about is winning. Aren't you afraid that it'll all be over in the end?" Everyone raised their eyebrows slightly. Zhao Yang said in a low voice, "Then what you mean is, rank 3 martial artists don't need to be restrained. If we encounter the other party's rank 3, we'll fight them. If a rank 4 martial artist appears, me, Yu Xianghua, Chen Pengfei, 3 of MC Mayu's rank 3s will fight. You guys can come up with a few as well. Honestly, 3 won't be enough against a rank 4. Gather 7 or 8 people and besiege them." My intuition is very sharp. I'm sure that there's a high chance that a rank 4 martial artist will appear. Of course, if not, it means that there will be at least 3 upper stage and peak rank 3 martial artists. If that's the case, MC Mayu will be responsible for one person, CC Mayu will be responsible for another, and the other martial arts universities will join forces to deal with one person. When the time comes, the other rank 3 martial artists will deal with the evil sect's middle and lower stage rank 3 and the peak rank 2 martial artists on the ranking list. If the other party has extra rank 3s, you guys can go. I think it won't be a problem for you guys to deal with these people. Also, I suggest that the middle and lower stage rank 2 martial artists stay on the periphery and act as the second echelon. Also, even we need to replenish our vitality. It's best to split into 2 teams. We can't rush forward at the same time. If our vitality is depleted and the other party suddenly shows up with a new force, then we'll just be waiting for death. At least 1/3 of the combat-able martial artists should be reserved to prevent accidents. Lastly, I'd like to ask, does the other party have firearms? Everyone fell into deep thought. After a while, someone said, "Probably not. Of course, we can't rule out this possibility. However, even if they do, they'll be very few. The threat to us is limited. Right now, it's limited. Once we deplete most of our vitality, we'll be tired, and our reaction speed will decrease. A group of gunners can take us down. Be more careful. In short, everyone should hold back a little. Don't die without even knowing how you died. This isn't a friendly match. It's not a challenge tournament. If you admit defeat, it'll be over. We can't not give it our all to fight the evil sect martial artists. However, there are so many of them, so we can't go all out. Animeus Gu Xiong said. Let's split into 3 teams. One team will guard the periphery. The other 2 teams will take turns to fight. Rank 3 martial artists will act as the mobile force. Fang Ping smiled. That's what I was thinking. I think the periphery should be dominated by women. Zhang Ziwei, you'll be in charge of this team. Zhang Ziwei glared at him. Fang Ping said mildly, It's for your own good. It's better for women to be in the periphery. You're strong too, so you can be considered a trump card. Who knows if the evil sect martial artists outside will break in from the back. Zhang Ziwei frowned but did not say anything else. Both of you, the 2 main attacking teams. You decide who'll be in charge of commanding. As for us rank 3 martial artists, we'll be in charge of rescuing and fighting the other party's rank 3 martial artists. Lastly, I suggest we form a reconnaissance team with fewer people and enter the village to investigate. Martial artists with elevated pole standing can run fast too. What do you guys think?